Good evening, one and all. It's the middle of the week. It's Wednesday. It's time for us to be jumping into some more good old Warframe. Welcome on in, one and all. Hope you're doing well where you are around the world. Yes, indeed. The title is no joke today. I am not equipped with Lavos as usual. I know, quite the surprise. I am equipped with Banshee. Banshee Prime, of course. But with a Banshee. Because today, Banshee is going to be taking the role of Lavos, at least as far as it goes for some relatively simple health tanking. Now, a few notes on this. Firstly, there is no tanking coming from the companion in terms of health. I've taken off the companion's health regen mod. I forget the name of it. Mediray or something? Doesn't matter. I've taken it off. Secondly, I will not be using an ability to heal. Instead, I've got subsumed onto her Warcry, which only gives a slight armor bonus. It's all about the attack speed bonus. That's what I'm using it for. And then, lastly, we're going to be going into Netracells, and I haven't tried this yet. I have tried this build in other locations. I haven't tried it in a Netracell, so it may not even work, and I might die a painful and embarrassing, more importantly embarrassing, death. But that might not happen. And I might have something kind of ridiculous to show you. Well, only kind of. Just more curious than ridiculous. I'll be quite honest with you. But all the same, welcome on in, everybody. Hope you're doing well. So I'm going to say Netracells are easy. Yeah, say that to a Banshee that's trying to tank without shield gating. Like, typically that's considered a bad idea. Do I need to remind you the stats on a Banshee? That Banshee, yeah, this is normal Banshee, not Banshee Prime, but the stats aren't that much different. Normal Banshee has 105 armor. I think on Banshee Prime it's 135. The health and shields are just standard values, nothing amazing, just low. Also, does that say reduces damage to health by 10.4%? That's incorrect. That is definitely incorrect. That's not 105 armor. Hold on. What value is it getting for that? How is it getting that? 105 armor is a 25.9% damage reduction. How is it getting 10.4? What value would you need for 10.4? That's 35 armor. What? Okay. I'll pass that one along to DA another point. I've already sent them a bug report today in an unconventional manner. Wasn't intended to be a bug report. I will put it out there. It was not intended to be a bug report. I just tweeted in their general direction, and it got picked up as a bug report. Let me grab this one for you real quickly. Yes, I have a Twitter account. I barely use it. But this one seemed like an appropriate thing to tweet. This one seemed like an appropriate thing to tweet. So if I just bring this up onto here we go. Flashbang warning. I didn't give you one, but whatever. You can deal with it. An interesting consequence of whispers in the wall in Warframe is that early game players can no longer put extractors on Deimos. This is due to the hidden, incomplete nodes only available after the new late game quest. Found this one on Reddit. Elwolver, whilst we're doing this, thank you very much for subscribing once again. They're up onto 7 months of Tier 1 support. Elwolver, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, my dude. Here's on that. So yeah, as you can see, this was from Reddit. This was someone going, hey, am I being dumb? Why can't I put an extractor here? Because it says down here, unlock all nodes in this system to deploy a resource extractor. And there are no nodes. They've done them all. And this is very important, actually, because Deimos is one of the few sources of origin cells of resource extractors. It's also a source of neurodes, so that makes it a double dose of good materials to get, if you get lucky with it. This was like, where are they? This is the 5th location you can access, because you got Earth, Venus, Mercury, Mars, then Deimos. So it's the 5th location you can reach. Can't put an extractor on anymore. Not until you completed Whispers in the Wall. So, yeah, that's a bit of a Bit of an unusual thing. I don't think it's supposed to be that way. And as it turns out, as we can see over here from Zach McCone, who is on the Warframe community team, is in fact community program manager, so very high up there, took it as a bug report and says it's on their radar. So good news, D are aware, they're sorting it out. I didn't mean it to be a bug report, I'm sorry. It was just a, hey, this is curious. Oh, someone's bookmarked this. Sorry, what happened? Can I see who? Nope. Oh, okay. Doesn't work like that. Fair enough. Someone bookmarked it. Yeah, sure. Didn't know I don't want to use the bookmark tweet feature, but there you are. Dawning Willow 87 saying, with quests no longer being tied to mastery ranks shouldn't be too long. Sure. Yeah. I mean, they only have to complete every single quest after that, which includes going through Natar and the entire sentient storyline. You've got to go through discovering what the operator is, unlocking the operator, freeing the operator from the confines of being in the pod to actually activate and control their Warframe. You know, the whole transference thing. You've got to get through getting a necromech. You've got to get yourself a railjack. That's that whole process as well. Got to go through the whole new war quest, then you got to go to the Angels of Zaramran and discover, oh my god, there's just these weird, not quite voidy people over there, and not to mention there is now also whispers in the wall itself. It's just a couple quests. It should, what, like 10 minutes in and out? Yeah. The MR locks make it where you can get through the game without having to focus on leveling up gear, now that those are gone. But that is some work. That is some work to do, and you have to remember, unless you buy or trade your way into it, you're not going to have mods out your wazoo. Yeah, just a thing to consider. Jameski asking, I'll say hello. Can I do Macrosh Nourish with Gauss, then Nourish Thermal Sunder on loadout A, loadout B? Seems like it can't. Would you mind clarifying it with me? Let me see. Macrosh Nourished. Oh, can you put Thermal Sunder onto different abilities on different loadout slots? No. No, that is a straight up limitation. So, for anyone curious as to what's actually been asked there, just to give you a visual clarity. If you head into the helmet system, say I was going to put Aqua Blades onto Banshee here. Don't know why you'd do that, but say I was going to. Actually, I don't have the file for it. Banish. Say I was going to put Banish on. I could put it over one of these and then choose the loadouts to effect, but if you then have it subsumed, say I've got Gloom on a D build apparently, you then don't have the option to add it to a different part of other loadouts, no. So the only way to do that will be to have a second Gauss entirely, for your specific case that is. So a second Warframe entirely, which means a whole new set of potatoes and former, and then you can put the same ability onto a different slot. That's the only way around it. Or you keep taking it off and putting it onto the other one, which is also probably annoying. So yeah. Somebody's saying, by the time you can put Extractors on Deimos, you're no longer a new player. Exactly, currently, yeah. So, that'll need addressing. I mean, it's not like need, but it's a good idea to address. At minimum, those kinds of things should expressly say what you're missing. So instead of just going, you need to complete all the nodes, it should say, you need to complete Whispers in the Wall quest. At which point the new level player looking at it can go, oh, well, I don't know what that's about, but clearly it changes the nodes here. Okay, guess I'll just go fuck myself on that one then. And that's not unheard of, by the way. It's not unheard of to be unable to complete a planet until a much later quest. Jupiter. You get to Jupiter very early game. You do not get to the row below list, which also apparently has a nightmare in the mode. You don't get to the row below list very early game. That is much later. So putting an extractor on Jupiter, which interestingly is the only source of Hexanon for pretty much everything, you have to get all the way to the row below list first. And that's a little bit further into the game than just accessing Jupiter. So it's not the first time that kind of thing has happened. I would imagine, given the sheer disparity, they will probably make it... Yeah, I would expect they'd make it where these nodes don't count against extractors, at least. But yeah, it's certainly something that's kind of slipping through the cracks there. Yeah, Jameski, it's been a while, so don't hold your breath, but I get what you're saying. It would be nice, yeah. Right. Inadvertently making Warframe a better experience since 2020. Should make that a logo. I don't think I've inadvertently been making Warframe a better experience. I've been rather actively trying to give people interesting guides to enjoy Warframe better. I'm not sure on that. Let's just stick with, you know, let's solve a practical problem, eh? I think that about fits. Actively fixing practical problems. Yeah, that's what I do. I solve practical problems. Problems such as where am I extractor drones? DE plus, apparently. Anyway, I'm getting highly distracted here, and Paulzov has been sat in the DMs waiting to join the Netracells for a full 10 minutes now. So how about we get cracking on that? If you'd like to join me on some Netracells, send me a message in game, The Kengineer. Looks like we got both Zom and Slancy joining at the moment, so chat, be nice to them. Those are the two core moderators on the channel here, so if they have to do some work on the chat here and therefore can't focus in game, that's your problem. Slancy, do you want to equip literally anything? Apparently you are naked. Don't know how that one happened. Zom joined us like, what now? And we got Saltbeer looking to join in as well. Sorry, Concrete, you're a little bit too slow on the draw on that one. The perils of being cross-platform, not having a proper keyboard, eh? Visual bug? I'm sure it's a visual bug, but you know. Yeah. And Saltbeer's got stuff as well. Yeah, it's just Slancy here, rocking the operator life. Alright then. I'm not going to double check and confirm if that was a visual bug or not. I'm happy to just sit with that headcanon now. Slancy is going in with what nature gave him. And nothing else. Alright, Sanctum Anatomica, let's head down. Hello Moon, hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. This has got a defense build on. Sure. Defense. Alright then, so I think I have all the appropriate gear. Yeah, that looks correct to me. I did not mean to roll, that just happened. Netracells! Let's get it cracking. Banshee on Netracells, and I'm not going to use shield gating to tank with. This might go disastrously, this might go brilliantly. I might appear to be an absolute genius, or I might get one shot. Let's see what happens! There's a very high chance to get one shot. What's the plan? Run a Netracell. With Banshee. Health tanking. Yeah, it just kind of adds together.
Meat for the lab's defenses.
Alright, every time you take damage, also suffer bleed. You know what? No, I am Banshee. Extra Xmas units, sure, why not? Lose 2 energy? No. Blade enemies, explode, avoid energy. I can handle that. I really would like to have my energy right now, because I am running Banshee. So, you know, a little bit of being able to activate things is nice. Is that a... Hold on, what's the Lancy actually got? Vorburn, we got Vorburn, Rhino, Nova. Oh, the Rhino can pick up the energy. It's no problem at all for the Rhino.
To leave the anchor hold, access that terminal. If you want to
Alright, let's get cracking.
was up to in that Netracell,
Well, Banshee because she's always screaming for being down. Well, watch and learn, eh? Watch and learn, eh? Because I'm health tanking.
Get control of a few terminals. That'll help you zero in on it.
I am health tanking. Let's put some silence out there, you know, just so anything nearby doesn't immediately obliterate me with one ability or another. Gonna pop a little bit of that out there. It's not doing anything important, don't worry about it. Oh, Sotman's already got that one. I wasn't paying enough attention to the map. This way I want to go. I do miss having my Lavos too, not gonna lie. I do miss being able to just kind of activate it and go. Find Banshee quite chill to use. I don't know what game you're playing. She has basically no defense. Being chill with Banshee is either a level 20 mission or a dead mission. Putting it out there. Make something in Akamek. Well, it's 500 meters away. That's a tomorrow again problem.
Papa left some bad things.
Zombies beating me to it, whatever. Alright. Did not mean to bullet jump through that vial, but you know what, it's fine. Wonder what they'll do for Lavos Prime? No idea, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Damn, don't have the right glyph. I've got 2 glyphs and none of them are needed. Does anyone know if Contagious Bond has been fixed? I don't know what you're specifically referring to as broken, to be honest with you. Okay, well, Solansi has died. That's a problem, because Solansi is 800 meters away from me. So I will not be able to get to him in time to revive him. That's just not happening. Unless he revives himself, he is dead. And because he is dead all the way away from us, the enemies aren't here. And he's perished, yeah. That's that one. Oh, yeah, Solansi shouldn't have come in naked, you're very right. Sorry, but there was no way I could traverse 800 meters as Banshee in like 15 seconds. That was just not happening. I think I... Oh yeah, I took off the Sonic Fracture Augment. Oh well. If someone dies, do we keep 4-player spawns? Honestly, just having 1-player spawn but in the zone is better than 4-player spawns but not in the zone. It's rough still. It's rough, but yeah. Oh, IRL aggro. That's what killed Sil. Understandable. Understandable. We won't make any more about that one then. That wasn't a skill issue. So far, I mean, it doesn't feel like anything has been trying to threaten me, granted. But so far, I think it looks okay for Banshee. I am just meleeing. Which is a little bit more troubling against something like that. Oh. Alright, gotta get the Necromite. Zombies already on it and killed it. Lovely. What am I using on the 4th? I'm using Warcry, because Banshee's normal 4th is absolute shite. So I've got Warcry for the easy access to melee attack speed that just stays on. More attack speed means more opportunities to proc the Tennokai, which means more damage output as well. Which is very nice. Feeling them right on the edge of the circle. I should try and come in a little bit here. Try some stuff up here. Yep, there is. I've been considering adding resonance to this. I think it's the orbital resonance, which is for Banshee's sonar. So that if you kill an enemy by hitting the weak spot, it re-triggers sonar from that enemy. Might be worth including. I haven't gone for Savage Silence because this isn't a finisher setup. You can use it for finishers if you really want to, but that's not been the focus. Where is it? Oh, it died. Fun fact, Banshee's 1 is bugged and armor strips without the augment. No. No? No, because what's my strength at? My strength is over 200%. Unlike the ornaments, not affected by strength. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, no, yeah, okay, yeah, that's armor stripping. What the fuck? Ah! Okay, yeah, fair enough, I did not know that. Well, that's dumb. That is dumb. It's not affected by strength, which is why I didn't notice it before. I thought it was... When I heard it before, I thought it was supposedly also affected by strength. Oh, I'm outside the zone. This zone is tiny. Seriously, this zone is absolutely tiny to say that the enemy has to be in it as well. And no in-world marker. What is it affected by strength? So apparently Banshee's 1... Well, no, apparently, definitely. Banshee's 1 is able to armor strip even though it's not got the augment equipped. However, by not having the augment equipped, it doesn't benefit from strength in said armor strip, so it's fixed at 70%, it seems. There we are then. So, Banshee survived the entire Netracell.
And get back to the sanctum.
We had Vauban, dead Vauban, a Rhino, and a Nova, so they're not buffing up Banshee's survivability. Banshee just handled it. What's better, Raw or Eclipse? It depends on what you're working with. I would say Raw is often the better choice, but Eclipse can be more powerful situationally. Definitely took 3 hits. I wasn't sure if it was 3 or if I just missed. 1, 2. No, yeah, that's definitely a 3. Well, it's not a 35% base usually, but I guess maybe here something else is funky is going on, quite frankly. It could be that it's treating it as a under-ranked version of the mod. That would scan. If it's a rank 0 version of the mod, let's see, what does that do? If I go... what's it called? Sonic Fracture. Sonic Fracture, Warframe, Wiki... Armor reduction at rank 0 is 30%. So that wouldn't be 3 casts unless someone had Corrosive Projection. No one had Corrosive Projection. Not sure then. Unless, of course, that's also wrong. But we're working with bug on top of bug here, so hard to say. But yeah, it's definitely a 3 tap to strip. Was it buffed in the armor rework thing? Was what buffed? Sorry, Zon. Was what buffed? I remember a Banshee's augment always being relatively strong armor reduction. It was buffed to be permanent in the September 22 update. Yeah. Does someone catch you up on the bug being discussed? Welcome into the stream, by the way. Sure, very quickly, but this is a one-off thing. It's about the fact that Banshee's 1 is armor stripping even without the augment. There's your bug. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully so, Sil. Hopefully so.
Setbacks, but we are going to crack on.
Netracells seems like a Whispers in a Wall version of Isolation Vault. Kinda similar. Kinda, yeah.
Are we heading out?
I didn't actually look what we actually got from that. I was too busy going, hey, I didn't die, let's talk bug. Melee influence. I mean, normally acceptable, although I recently made sure that I acquired all of the non-legendary melee arcanes to full ranks. Now it's just a spare item to me. I'll sell it on later.
What'll it be?
You heard that Banshee's 3 ability and Equinox's Day Form 4 ability is bugged. Don't know is true. Well, only Sarah's, I have no idea because you've actually given me 0 information there. It may seem like you've given some info, but you actually haven't. You might as well have just told me that Warframe is bugged. Cool. We know that bugs exist, but what bug?
Let's go.
What bug?
Later.
Alright, let's get cracking. Let's take Banshee for another run. Now, it's not like I'm going in here alone, undefended, but I want to see just how well this is going to hold together, at least in a general sense. Every time you take damage also for bleed. That I would like to avoid. Lose health every second, killing enemies restores health. You know what? I can handle that. Activating ability inflicts 50 damage upon you. That's a chunk. Extra Xmas. I can do that one. Because Precious Whittle me, I only have 672 hit points. So losing 50? That would hurt.
Ready? To leave the anchor hold.
That would hurt.
That terminal. That was the easy part. Now you have
Alright.
to find the Netracells.
Let's go this way, because this one doesn't have a marker on it. Therefore, it's further away.
He got lost down here.
Oh, keys being handed out to random people again. Yay! I don't even know how that bug happens, I'll be quite honest with you. That bug is just weird to me.
If I ever see that grimoire, I'm gonna bolt. You gotta
Oh!
understand. It's
Nice.
a predator.
This should be a good test of my abilities, right?
And it's out.
Let's see if I can health tank Banshee against a scathing Whisper. This might be a terrible idea. Does the Whisper at least have my normal hit points? Oh god, I am taking a few hits here, aren't I? And it only takes one of each proc, except for heat, for some reason. I mean, I'm damaging it, but I am at serious risk myself. Nope, I've run out of energy. There we are, just enough to cast this.
Not safe. It's still out there. You have to kill all of it, not just the skin.
And I've run out of epitaph ammo. Okay, turns out that random boss encounters slightly more problematic for this setup. I'm going to need one of you to drop ammo. Thank you. There we are. That's how I'm health tanking. Where did the thing go?
Now's your chance. Destroy the book.
I missed the jump there.
You woke up a bad thing,
Yay! Extra loot.
and you killed it. So,
I'll have to have a look at what you're saying piecemeal in a bit there, only Sarah. In the middle of health tanking the Banshee in a Netracell, not really the time for me to figure out what you've been saying. We have this, just to kind of keep things a little bit safer. Those of you who don't know, Banshee's silence ability actually makes it where enemies can't use special abilities. So things like grapples, Xmas shockwaves, that kind of stuff is shut down. It's more that you've been putting it into like a bajillion messages, Sonny Sarahs, and I had to ask you what you were even talking about in the first place, which is why I can't take the time to focus off this game for however long it's going to take to decipher what it is you've been saying. You may have said it nice and clearly, but I have to dig through multiple messages of yours now to be able to even find out. That's why I'm saying that. Nothing necessarily to do with your English skills, more to do with the fact that it is distributed throughout a Twitch chat. And believe it or not, I am actually playing this game. This ain't just in the background for the fun of it.
that's the Netracell.
Alright,
Open it.
that's shell being cracked, and we're in this tiny area, but everyone can have a melee bonus.
The Netracell doors
Everyone, make sure you kill the enemies only in the zone. Enemies, please get in the zone quickly. I'm noticing like 4 of them in the zone at any one time. Somehow standing there. Oh, that's going to be called a Strangle Dome, isn't it? Yeah. If we could, you know, not be at the edge of the zone, that might be for the best for us, yeah. This, honestly, this particular zone, where most of it, look at this. 2/3 of the circle isn't actually inhabited by tile. Maybe 3/4 when you account for the gaps in between as well. Most of this circle isn't actually fighting area. That's a problem. Oh, Necromite. Is this one that's under the map?
Necromites are slowing us down.
Yes, it is.
Find him, smash him.
Got it. There's one under the map. Equinox's kit screams anti-synergy. That's because it is. Equinox's kit is very bad for synergy. On the plus side, have you noticed how much health this Banshee still has? And is in fact not losing? How I just seem to be staying at that 1872 hit points. And I've not even got any abilities active right now because they keep on timing out, so there's not enough enemies nearby for me to want to use them. Maybe I should do the next run solo. Or do the next run solo. See how that fares for Banshee. Would that be a fairer demonstration? I think it would be. Because I'm getting a heck of a lot of defensive support from my allies here, not gonna lie. But so far, just kind of handled it. Oh hey, something I can kill. Oh, that was fun. There's a whole bunch of them spawning over here, that's nice for once. Banshee's 2 skills shows weak spots. Yes. Sarah, I'm going to come back to you later. Seriously. You're just adding more comments for me to read through and potentially mock. Finally destroy the Necromite. You don't understand the Twitch interface regarding Prime subs. There's 3 days remaining, but no information if you can sub with Prime.
Your hands are tied until you knock him out.
Oh, someone got the Necromite whilst I was reading that. Shares, let me try it again. Don't understand the Twitch interface regarding Prime subs. It says 3 days remaining, but no information if I can sub with Prime. You sub with Prime when it runs out, right? Because you get 1 Prime sub per month, a 30-day period. And a sub is a 30-day period. So you shouldn't be able to resub until it's running out, right? Because otherwise you get more than 1 sub in a 30-day period, and that doesn't make sense. I think I'm catching that right. A reminder? Yeah, you set a reminder, or you, you know, just do it the next time you're on the stream. That's part of the reason why there is a grace period over on Discord. So if your subscription runs out here on Twitch, you still stay effectively a subscriber on Discord for 3 days. Because there is up to 3 days between my streams. Naturally, if for some reason I have to cancel a stream, you still don't subscribe, well then you let it run out yourself at that point as well. I can't hold your hand forever. What did I do to Banshee? I health tanked her. Open up, someone else hit it. Nothing serious, just health tanked her. I mean, look at that, 1,857 health. Looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Andrea, cheers.
Not what I was looking for. But
Oh, poor Tagfer. Still not finding the information he's looking for. Something tells me the next stage of the quest, where we're going to get more information on following up, the next quest line, is going to have us running a Netracell. And then that time he goes, oh, this is what I was looking for! We can finally deal with this bastard! Ah, okay. Making a brick of the paper frame? Yeah, pretty much. My health is at full, just as a matter of course. Zolm is here, Zom's here, just still making their way over, it's fine. Here he comes. And we're out. What else is there to the build other than Adaptation, Arcane Blessing, and Guardian? So Adaptation is in there, Arcane Blessing is in there to give more max health, Guardian is giving some extra armor, but the thing is, none of that heals you, Liv. None of that heals you. Right, so for the next run, I'm going to see how it fares solo. Just out of full curiosity here, let's take this as high as reasonable to do so. So Salancy, Zom, Saltman, thank you very much for joining in. I'll bring you in on the follow-up runs if you're still around and interested to do so. Hell, you can run your own solo or group one whilst I do this. Do as you please. Also, we got from that run melee influence and a melee arcane adapter. Alright.
Bird 3. Hey. For an old guy to
Netracells, run. Actually, set that to solo so I can pause. And also quickly have a look at what Ceres was on here. Let's see. So, from the top, I heard about Banshee's 3 abilities and Equinox Dayform 4 abilities is bug. Don't know is true. Equinox 4 kill and Banshee 2 show spot. Yeah, we know that. Sorry about English, not 3. Don't know is it true. And the Banshee shows a weak spot. Sorry for don't be good English. Writing. Banshee 2 skill show weak spot. Yes, we know that. Equinox Dayform 4 skill break gain, but I don't know if it's true. Nope, that's not explaining a bug. Alright, cool. Yep, that was... I did say you were increasing the risk of me mocking it. That was a complete waste of time. You actually never mentioned what the bug is. I can't respond to a supposed bug if you don't say it.
Are we heading out then? Netracells. Done.
Liv, all shall be revealed. Would say I'm certain it all works nicely. Alright, oh, this means I'm going to have to take all the keys though. Lose a lot of energy. Or Xmas, perfectly manageable. Lose health every second. Yeah, I can handle that, probably. Slain enemies explode, I can handle that. It's the energy one that concerns me here.
You got your glyphs.
It's the energy one that concerns me. And Pocket Demon wants to be 2035. Yeah, we can get right onto that for you. And you're gone. We'll see you in 33 minutes and 55 seconds. What am I cooking today? Banshee.
The Netracell is hidden.
Netracell card that heals on kill. That was not my main source of healing. That just happens to be here.
Or get control of terminals. They'll tell you where.
Oh, my poor energy. Probably activate this now, so I'm just not going to be able to activate it later. I'm just going to be following the waypoints. That should take me to the nearest one each time. My energy is 0. This is painful. Banshee needs energy. Yeah, the little bit of energy I picked up there instantly evaporated. That's not great. That is not great at all. At least I can get some more duration on Warcry by just attacking. Is that thing not dead? Warcry's going to run out. I'm not going to have energy to recast it. Seconds do not last as long here as I feel like they should. That's a shame. Ah. You don't think you can use Warframe without Nourish? I mean, Nourish is great, but that wouldn't fix the fact that I have just completely run out of energy. And Warcry. That is a big GG problem right there. So let's see how good I am at this game. Maybe I can still survive somehow with no energy. Outlook is bleak. What's my favourite Incarnon? Probably Burston. Yeah, Burston Incarnon. Here's a reflect slot to try Eternal War. No need to recast it. There is need to recast it. I have Eternal War equipped. Well, I'm not paying attention though. I have it equipped. It's just I can't be sitting around trying to constantly melee enemies for a few seconds of time on it when I need to travel 800 meters to a terminal. I kind of have other things to do. And so it runs out. And I cast it earlier than I could theoretically have needed it because the energy was going to vanish anyway. But luckily I am nicely healed, so that's all good. Yeah, I could just keep passively healing as I go. Is Ken going to enlist in the army for World War III? That speech today was scary. Speech? I have a speech enough to scare you? Alright. Helm with health regen shards? Not really, no. No, the only blue shards I have on are for armor. I have 600 armor from blue shards. Which is nice. Yeah, don't get me wrong, that is nice to have. Those Xmas are going to come in so handy when I need energy. Which is now.
Use the key glyph and get ready for whatever happens next.
25 energy, that is not enough to activate anything. Okay, I might need to... Yeah, I'm not going to pick up energy quickly enough. I'm going to pop one of these.
And I want to spit or split. Things wrong. Capital W wrong.
I can only use that occasionally, so that has to be enough. Because otherwise I am screwed. At least in terms of attack speed. But you'll notice I don't really need the ability, because all I'm casting there is Warcry. I don't really need it to stay alive. I would have liked to have had Silence. But I don't need it. If you could take any Warframe into World War III, which you picking? Revenant. Not dead. At any time. Ever. Not dead. Doesn't matter what they threw at you. Not dead. Turns out that in real life, being not dead is great. So, I know no one was really asking the question. Because let's face it, when I put it out there, you know the answer is probably going to be yes. But can Banshee, Health Tank, Solo, a Netracell? Yes. Even if I don't have energy, apparently. Alright, please do not run out of Warcry whilst finding Necromite. Warcry's gone down 15 seconds. And we're Gucci. Except the bit where that hit nothing. That's fine. Can I hit you with melee? I can. That is sufficient for me. Hey, it's one of these things. People hate these. And it's dead. You're very right, yes. I did... Oh, did I just lose all my combo? Bad timing. Okay. Yes, I did say I was turning Banshee to Lavos. I did not mean I was turning Banshee into no energy Banshee, but I guess that's how it worked out, isn't it? I also have Worm for intermittent status resistance, so I guess there's that as well. Although my zoomies are melee attack speed zoomies rather than travel speed zoomies, so not quite the same. But close to the same, yeah. Even down to these Exodus units doing their best to try and hurt me, and it's just not working. It's really just not working for them. Alright, let's go find that Necromite. Again, only 100 meters away, that is very fortunate.
The Netracell. Your hands are tied until you knock them out.
And we're on to the final stage of opening this Netracell. Things are continuing to try to threaten me and continuing to fail. My health has risen during the course of this mission to now 1600. We might yet see 1800 before I leave. There's 1700 or so. Just a little bit more. Nothing, kindly not. $1,800 health, yep. Oh yeah, doing this solo, because all the spawns are focused on you, it's just better. In terms of doing it in speed, it's just better to do solo if you can manage it. All of the enemies are in the right space. And that was that.
Take whatever Albrecht was hiding and get
I didn't even need energy, apparently. I used one pizza to activate Warcry. Let's get out of here.
Nothing about Albrecht?
No, nothing about Albrecht.
Next time.
Seriously, if the next quest in this series does not start with us doing a Netracell for the quest and specifically finding what Tag was looking for, I'm going to be annoyed. It feels like such a setup for the next step. There we are, 10.5 minutes for a melee fortification, but at least Banshee did Banshee things. At least Banshee did Banshee things. So maybe I should probably explain at this point now. I'm sure a few of you are putting it together, but I should probably explain at this point why this Banshee is quite so resilient. I've put almost everything into making her so. Almost everything. So, we got Warcry here. and giving us a little bit of an armor increase, 92.5%, but a base armor of 135 with that. We're only gaining 125 armor from that. So really, it's not much, but it's also giving us melee attack speed. That's nice to have. The defense is coming from 600 armor here, bringing our base up to 735. That becomes 860 when Warcry is active. But 860 armor, that doesn't feel any great. That doesn't feel that great, no. So, we then amplify it with Arcane Guardian. On damage, 15% chance for plus 900 armor for 20 seconds. So now we've gone from, what was it, 860 to 1760 armor. So that's doing pretty nice. The Vitality is on here just for more a Netracell thing, to have a little bit extra health before Arcane Blessing steps in. Honestly, that was just a let's not be immediately obliterated option, knowing that Netracells were a bit more weird. Not so much of a huge thing. See, this alone still isn't quite there. I mean, 1700 armor, that's actually enough. It is enough. I'll give you that. It is enough. But I wanted more. So we have Cronin Prime with melee fortification. On melee kill, plus 210 armor for 10 seconds. If you just keep on killing things, you just keep on having armor. At one point, when I was testing this alone, I had 16 stacks of this. I think, no, 14 stacks of it. 14 stacks. Which is 2,940 armor. Which on top of the 1760, I think I said a moment ago, brings Banshee to 4,700 armor. 4,700. This on top of having, with Arcane Blessing, 1,872 health. It stacks? Oh yeah, it stacks. Surprised I didn't go the Glaive Heavy Attack Lifesteal route. Yeah, I didn't want to go that because it would be kind of overselling the healing of it. And then of course we got Cronin Prime, but the thing is, the healing here, all of this was to test one single thing. This. Emerald Archon Shard. Recover plus 2 health each time enemies are damaged by a toxin status effect. Just that. I had to go, knew it. I mean, your options were kind of running out at that point. Of course, you're going to figure it out eventually. You did go through a number of different guesses. You and other people. But yes. So let me take this to a mission where we don't have the healing from, what's it? Whichever one of those key glyphs it was. Let me quickly take this over to a, very mundane mission. A nice, standard testing mission. You did notice toxin on the epitaph? Yep. That's exactly why it's there. Do a very quick survival, steel path, Sedna, Grineer mission. And then we'll get back to Netracells for those of you joining in on that. Oh, this is not my favourite starting room.
Underestimate them.
We'll move away from here, just because it's a pain to maintain. Which way is the mission extending? Probably this way? Nope, that way.
Hold on. I'm sending auxiliary.
Warcry! Get the kills going. Silence up. Don't need silence up, to be quite honest with you, but it's nice to have whilst getting things rolling. But you can see, I actually did get a 16 kill stack there. So that was over 3,000 armor from the Arcane for a moment there. It runs out quickly, so you do need to maintain it. It's why it's only a uncommon Arcane rather than rare or legendary. But the armor that I have stacked here, plus the healing from all those toxin procs, Banshee is not going anywhere. Do I have Adrenaline or Rage equipped? I don't. That would be a source of energy in circumstances where you're running out of energy but taking a lot of health damage. The problem with that is that it expects you to take a lot of damage, whereas I'm intending to reduce the damage taken through armor. I don't know how much we'd get from that. Just being quite honest there. But yeah, in that circumstance where I was actually running out of energy due to it being stolen from me, potentially that could have helped. Does combo affect Ashe's Fourth? Yes. It increases the damage of it by 1/4 of the gain from the combo multiplier. So a 1 times gain on combo multiplier is a 0.25 times gain on Ashe's damage on his 4. But that's all. Also, I think I just walked straight through an Xmas unit there. It sucks to be him. In max combo it's 4 times? Or 3 times? Neither, it's 3.75. Because at 12 times combo, you've gained 11 combo multipliers, as it were. 11 times a quarter is 2.75. So your total bonus is 3.75 multiplier. Yeah, you need 13 times from Venka Prime for the full 4 times. Yeah. Now, life support is running out here, and I don't like that. It's running down. I think I'm just in a bad spawn area, I'll be honest. This mission is notorious for having some good spawns and some bad spawns. I would like to go hunting for a better spawn area. But that does mean dragging the enemies over there, which is a pain in the ass. Wasn't there another weapon that hit 13 times? Not that I remember, no. Oh, where's this mission continuing? Is it continuing this way? This is an okay room. Is this a dead end? That's a dead end. This is a dead end. That's a dead end. Is this a dead end? Yep. Okay, this is actually a dead end room. This is not where the mission continues to. But it might be a good setup point. Maybe. It's not going to be a good one. Because that means all the spawns are happening in that giant room. Which is not great. Money Crescendo is a good pick. What, for Ashe? Oh, right, yeah, sorry. Trying to piece together who's asking what question there. Is Melee Crescendo a good pick for Ashe? Specifically to lazily build up combo and then just permanently have the bonus? Yes. Yes, he is the prime winner of that setup. Alright, where's it saying this other life support is spawning in? What room? Where are we headed? Oh, is it fully spawned in? Over this way. God, these are terrible rooms. Okay, we'll run with this room. I mean, I've demonstrated so far that we're staying alive. Yeah. How can I identify when area will be good for spawns? Practice. I've played this game enough, and certainly this tile set enough, that I can just kind of feel for the combos which are good, feel for the combos which are shit.
Extraction is ready.
So here, this room in general is usually a good room, just because the pathing from the doors is not huge. It's not the best, but it's a good room. From this tile, the enemies don't spawn too far away, and it's a straight line, so they get in quickly, so that looks good. Because it's not just the room you're in, but also where they're coming from to get to that room. And let's check this room. Is it a dead end? It's not the worst room, but it's not a dead end, so it's not great. Those are your big rooms for things spawning. The other big one is that one down here. Also not a dead end. This is the perfect tile. This is the best one for keeping spawns going, I'd say. If you have a dead end room off it, it's great. It's like the Hydron tile for this kind of survival. Oh shit. That was close. Don't want to throw away my walk right now. Yeah, the Tennokai kill visual effects and sound effects, that is straight from channeling. A very old mechanic. A lot of you will never have experienced it. It wasn't a cool mechanic, I'll be honest with you. It just wasn't. Tennokai is better. Hi, Malice! We don't get you in Netracells. Good thing you weren't violent, because I didn't have silence up. I don't use sonar lots when meleeing, just because it's a pain in the ass to actually aim the hits. Yeah. It's there as a damage bonus, if we really needed it. The issue with silence here is that I've got a neutral range setup, which is actually creating enough range that the enemies stagger outside of it and then come in, which is slowing down kill rate. I'm going to let silence run out. It's run out. I'm going to keep it run out, that is. To again, improve how quickly the enemies come into the meat grinder, and therefore how easy it is to keep the life support going. Do you know that labs spawn acolytes if you start the mission from the orbiter? Or as in they don't normally? Honestly, I haven't noticed. Just hadn't noticed. Enemy density is steel path only. It's effectively a 4-player mission, but with only one person for them to focus on. So functionally, yes. If you're in a 4-player mission, everyone stayed together, then it wouldn't be as it would be about as dense, but you wouldn't be getting as many kills because your allies would be getting them as well. What are we testing? I'm demonstrating Banshee health tank. My latest iteration of the Banshee health tank. It no longer requires health orbs, and therefore no longer requires Trinity's Well of Life. This one just functions. It functions best with melee, but it just functions. The reason it functions best with melee is doubling the armor again, but you don't have to do that. You would be at risk not doing it, but I'll probably look into ways to work around that. Life support is still dropping, which is not what I was hoping for, but you know, it happens. This game is very intensive when it comes to maintaining life support and steel path. If you don't have high meta weaponry and good enemy spawn setups, yeah, your life support still goes down. No issue on the forums about acolytes only spawning a maximum of thrice in alchemy. Interesting. That is... I honestly do not envy the situation he is in trying to figure out what the hell's going on with all that lot. About to hit the 10-minute mark. And does it look like Banshee is even remotely struggling?
They could not do this without them.
Like, even just walking straight into them, does it look like I'm struggling in the slightest to stay alive here? I think I just threw away my combo. God damn it, I threw away my combo. Bollocks. That was a misclick. My biggest concern is my combo, not my health, as Banshee. You think I'm putting in a lot of effort to stay alive as Banshee here? This looks like a lot of effort to you. I'm just spamming Epitaph in the general direction of the next enemy I'm killing, and then killing it by holding E. Occasionally I'm heavy attacking because it's there. I don't need it, but it's nice to have. There's free heavy attacks, but I mean, why not? I've even got the opportunities reach on, so that I've got double the Tennokai window to make it even lazier. I'm just gonna go, oh, that's there. Let me just make sure I'm on the melee and then use it. Yeah. All right, good to go. Gold procs from Epitaph for helping. Oh yeah. Yeah, no build exists in isolation. If you're using toxin radiation, then you would be getting the crowd control from that. If I was using corrosive or viral instead of toxin, then the enemies would be dying faster, as opposed to healing them. Those are the trade-offs you make in any build. Life support's running a little low. I mean, I've shown my point. The demo is there. Let's pop out. Let's get back to those Netracells. Which way is out? Out is this way. Big Banshee? Yep. She tank. She a tank. 748 melee kills. Don't know what the other kills were there. Oh, just probably a couple things that died to the Epitaph like idiots.
Consider extraction.
Have I seen the Sarin Jewel Icon nonsense going around? Nope. No idea what that is. That Slime Council was satisfying? Yeah. It's a nice bit of movement tech. What I was saying, the Tennokai is great when it works, but the amount of times I got into a rhythm with Discipline's Merit. Missed a hit because an ally's killed them before I could, then wasted all my common on Tennokai heavy. Yeah, sometimes you just kind of gotta be careful what rhythm you're getting used to. Have the rhythm of it popping up, not the rhythm of 1, 2, 3, hit, 1, 2, 3, hit. It's nice to have that feeling, but make sure your trigger is the actual opportunity. Also, I think if you start a heavy attack and then quickly dodge roll, I think that cancels it, if you're very quick enough. But you have to be quick on that. I think that can save you if you realise in time that you've misclicked it. Yeah. Haptic saying, Serial Dual Icore shows the engine seems to have about 170 spawns per minute limit. It's very similar. Dual Icore, the secondary? Do I not own it? I might not own it. Yeah, I don't own it. Whoops. Oh well. That's going to do it. Yeah, I know it's an incarnate. I just thought it was a melee and then it didn't pop up. Is it in my foundry and I just ain't claimed it? I apparently have not got around to that one. Alright then. What's the green shard? So the green shard is basically the entire reason Banshee was actually staying alive there. Emerald Archon Shard, recover +2 health each time enemies are damaged by a toxin status effect. Now this does have some jank to it, and I am going to be covering this in a video, not Health Tank Banshee specifically. The next video that's going to be on the channel is all about the Emerald Archon Shards, all 4 options, and show you what they do, what's good about them, what's bad about them, and some suggestions as to where you can actually use it. That's what the next video is going to be all about. And Health Tank Banshee is one of those demonstrations. To just be like, hey, here is Banshee with 4,000 armor, try and kill her. You can't. Well, okay, put her onto level cap, she'll die. But before level cap, yeah. Is stacking poison damage emerald shards on Grendel good? Okay, let's roll that one back a little bit. How are we defining good? Are we defining good as this gives you now the highest damage output in the game? In which case, no. Just to be clear. Are we defining good as, of all the options of shards you could put into Grendel, this is the best one? Maybe. Define good. And then we might get somewhere on that one. Because yes, Grendel is the single best frame for that particular option, because Grendel doesn't use strength for his regurgitate ability as much as he uses enemy hit points for his regurgitate ability, and it's pure toxin, and it's a guaranteed status proc, and it's an armor strip. You've never seen emeralds? Now you have. Can I show the epitaph build? It's a bit jank, because my formers did not want to work with this one. I have it set up for something else normally, so I just took out a mod and slapped in enough toxin to make it work. This is jank, but it is successful jank. We got multi-shot, we got fire rate, we got AoE, we got fire rate, and we got multi-shot, and status and toxin. That's really all the focus. That's really all the focus. Secondary encumber, giving a nice slew of other status procs, which is very good for enhancement with condition overload, of course. Dieter Kurt saying Emerald Shard's toxin damage is potentially also very good on Sarin. Disagree. Nope. It looks like it should be good on Sarin, and it really isn't. It isn't. Mathematically, you can demonstrate just how piss poor it is. So I'm going to, because that's what I do. And you brought it up now. Let's bring everyone up to speed on what exactly is being claimed here. It is the Emerald Archon Shard benefit. Toxin status effects deal more damage. Because that's the only one you could be talking about, seeing as the bottom two are not toxin, and the second toxin one is healing. So the only one you could be talking about there, saying it's great for Sarin, potentially, right? Granted, you said potentially, but you said it's great for Sarin. It's the toxin status effects deal plus 30% more damage. Now, that's a problem. This is a problem. Because you have to actually remember how Warframe math works. And luckily for you, I do. So let's notepad this. Who doesn't love a good notepad, eh? Who doesn't love a good notepad session? Plus 30% toxin on... toxin status damage. That's what it does. That's the entire Archon Shard. For once, we have a nice, simple stat. I can fit it into 4 words. Really, really simple, right? This is multiplicative bonus to everything. Doesn't add to anything. It's straight multiplicative bonus. So that's very simple to understand as well. We don't need to worry about faction damage multipliers. We don't need to worry about direct damage multipliers. We don't need to worry about abilities or not abilities. None of that matters. It's just, is it a toxin status damage? Did you do it? Plus 30%. Really easy. So why would you actually care about this? You might be like, well, put it onto Sarin. You know, Sarin's Toxic Lash. Why am I typing there? No. Oh, that doesn't need to be a capital. No. No, full stop. Nice and simple. And the reason you don't really want to be caring about it on Sarin's Toxic Lash is because those toxin procs suck. Not such, suck. Those toxin procs really do suck. And the reason they suck is that toxin procs deal 50% of quote-unquote modded damage. So this is pure, crit, faction bonuses and base damage, but not including elemental buffs. So you get 50% of your modded damage. So, say you have yourself a nice shiny 100 damage weapon. Yeah? It's a simple number. Everyone here knows 100 damage is 100. Well, if we then use our Sarin's Toxic Lash, what is the base value in Toxic Lash again? I don't remember it being very great, but the number has left my brain, so let's grab the actual number. Base value on that added gun damage is 30%. Wow. Toxic Lash, 30% on gun. Let's go 200% strength, which totally you're definitely going to be doing on Sarin, but let's go with it. Let's go 200% strength, which equals 60% bonus. With me so far? Let's just put this all the way down here. All the way up here. So that means that we have got 100 normal damage. It's not toxin, we're adding toxin with toxic lash. And we have 60 toxin damage. As a separate hit. I never remember it's separ or separ. I'm sure it's separ. Yeah. I'll spell later. This is why we have spell check. It's separ. Okay, thank you. Separate. As a separate hit. With toxin proc. Now this toxin proc, it's going to do 50% of the damage, and then it's going to get a bonus from your toxin mods, but you don't have toxin mods, you have toxic lash. So the toxin proc is 30% of your direct hit, even with 200% strength. You with me so far? And then Emerald Shard comes in with 30% more on that 30%. Now, I'm sure we all know what 30% of 30% is, but for those of you who don't understand, 30% multiplied by 30% equals 9% of your direct hit damage per second. Wow, yeah, this is a great bonus with a 200% strength Sarin. We slap an Emerald Shard onto this, we're going to get 9% more damage per second from our direct hit. And 9% of our direct hit damage applied again every second. How long are we waiting for this enemy to die? Why are we not just doing more damage? Why are we not armor stripping them or doing something to kill them faster? Because that is pathetic. And again, that's a 200% strength. If Sarin didn't have that strength, it's a flat strength, it'll be 4.5. If this was a 15. Just shoot them again. If the direct hit didn't kill them, shoot them again. Toxin is good for bypassing shields, but enhancing Toxin a little bit at a time is just not going to do it. Why is the enemy not dead from being near a 200% Sarin? Exactly the question. Exactly the question. You could just put a viral proc onto the enemy and double your damage. So this is not doing it. Now, I see someone's in there saying, what would faction damage and toxin mods change? Alright, let's have a look at those. It's no longer Sarin, because Sarin we've ruled out, which was my original point as to bringing this up, is someone saying, oh, but Sarin would love the Emerald Shards. Now we know that won't. Now we know that it just wouldn't be enough. But how about we consider that, so, Umbrella saying, not to mention it's only Toxic Lash that benefits in Spores, Miasma, Corrosive, and Viral. Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's just those Toxin procs. Not even the Toxin damage. Just the procs. And if you're doing a load of Toxin damage to Corpus and you're not killing them outright, your damage is shit. So, how about weapon only? You have a 100 damage weapon. Let's say you get a plus 165% Toxin mod, you know, primed Fever Strike. Now we have improved our weapon substantially. A huge Toxin bonus, the single biggest modded Toxin bonus you can get in the game. I think that's a fair way to show just how good these shards are not when it comes to the Toxin proc bonus. We now have 265 direct damage, of which 165 is Toxin. Now let's say that this weapon has 100% status chance. Give it 100% status chance. Does this give us a Toxin proc every single time? It doesn't. Toxin proc would be 165 divided by 265, that is how much is Toxin divided by how much is total. And then effectively multiplied by the status chance, but that's just 1 right now. This would give us 62.3% Toxin procs. And considering those Toxin procs, those procs deal 50% of, and it is modded, quote, modded damage. I don't like the phrase, but it's what it's called on the wiki. 50% of modded damage which ignores modded elemental bonuses. So in this case, that'd be the 100. It is then multiplied by 50% because it's toxin, and multiplied the sum of toxin bonuses. Which comes out to, would you believe it? Yeah. That would come out to 132.5 toxin damage per second per proc. If we multiply by chance of toxin, this effectively reduces it down to 82.5 damage per hit per second from toxin procs. When direct damage, it's 265. So what I'm showing you there is that the direct hit is still substantially higher than what we're getting from the toxin procs. Substantially. Emerald Shard it. 2.5 times 30%. 24.75 extra damage. Let's round that up to 24.8. That's not even 10% of the base damage we had. Not even 10%. Even if you throw in a faction buff, which is going to increase this by the faction percentage, say 55 from a primed mod, this goes up by 55%, so this will go up by 55%, which means we go from around about under 10% to around about 15%. A whole ass Archon Shard. And we'll get a little bit more toxin out of it. Thanks, Riley. I've been eyeballing. A whole ass Archon Shard, we're getting a little bit more damage. Even if you use a primed faction mod. What about Rhino? I presume you actually mean the question, how does Raw come into this equation? The guy can give a 200% faction damage buff. Which is a fair point. Sunbade, I'm going to bounce this back at you. Let's go 3 simple questions. When are you using toxin? How much toxin will you have with a 200% Rhino? And then third question, number 3. Why is that fucker not dead yet? That's your situation. You're going, oh, well, what if you're using toxin and you're using a 200% Rhino and it's still not dead after all that toxin damage? Would it matter then? What matters then is your build sucks. Quite fucking honestly. If you're using that much toxin and you still haven't killed your target, either you shouldn't be using toxin or you shouldn't be using overframe.gg. One of those two things is true. To use combined Archon Shards, both an Amber and an Azure Shard combined together into an irreversible process of getting an Emerald Shard and then shoving that Emerald Shard up Rhino's ass to give yourself 30% more damage on your Toxin DOTs. How much are you getting out of that, really? Of all the options you could do, that just seems like a waste. Basic point then is Toxin Shard is useless. It's not useless, it's just forgettable. The toxin damage on that top one, unless you are Grendel, is forgettable. Because you've got 5 options here, and 5 options here, and 5 options here, 4 in each of these ones. You've got yourself, what's that? 27 options in total for these Archon Shards. 27 options, and you want to tell me that the best one someone can come up with is to make the toxin status effects only deal 30% more damage. It doesn't give you a huge damage increase. It doesn't give you a way to replace a mod on your Warframe or on your weapon. it doesn't give you some new feature that you couldn't have had otherwise. This is giving me something that Banshee couldn't have had otherwise. This is giving me something Banshee couldn't have had otherwise. Banshee has shit for armor. This helps fix that. Banshee doesn't have innate healing. This fixes that. If you look at these, melee critical damage is a huge damage increase. Primary status chance we regard as a pretty shit option. Secondary critical chance can be a huge increase. Ability strength, that can lead to, breakpoints, which are huge in modding. Duration can allow you to remove duration shards. This 30% more toxin status effect damage is just not good. Thundercoat coming out with, okay, hear me out, super niche situation, cold elemental ward Sauron. I'm going to stop you right there. You said super niche. You had to even capitalize it as if to defend what you were asking me to hear you out on. Doesn't fucking matter at that point, because you know what's super niche? Health tanking Banshee. Who in their right mind looks at Banshee and goes, you know what? That is the frame that needs to be health tanked. And I did it. If you have to go digging around in your box of scraps at the back of the wardrobe looking for a fit that might work on this one occasion to justify using this little bit of cheap jewelry you got from your mama, it ain't working. It ain't worth it. Sure, you can use it in those niche situations. You know what you can also do? You could just use it wherever and stop listening to me all you damn well please. What I'm saying is, there are probably better things you can do. Probably much better things you can do. So yeah, the shard works as advertised. And once you actually think about that advert, toxin status effects dealing 30% more damage, unless you are Grendel, sucks. Now, I haven't noticed anyone asking why Grendel. You maybe have seen it from other creators. I'm not exactly new to the scene on this. I've been focused on other stuff. But Grendel does get a benefit from this. What does Grendel do? Toxin. Among other things, but toxin. So, when it comes to toxin status effects deal 30% more damage, Grendel looks at that and starts a very guttural laugh. He might even woo himself, whatever that means. Grendel, isn't he in there? It's like green. Green Grendel? Yeah, there we are. It's Greendel. There we are. That's how this works. Grendel seems self-explanatory. Zom. I would have thought that a lot of things are self-explanatory, but then, well, I could list off an infinite list of things that apparently aren't. So let's not go. Let's just explain it to the good folks at home, shall we? Not everyone plays Grendel. Grendel's fourth ability is Regurgitate. Violently puke out a bile soaked dead with blah 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 blah. He turns the enemy in his gut into a pure toxin projectile. Launches that straight at a group of enemies. It explodes in a radius, dealing toxin damage. Now, you might look at the damage there and go, okay, 2,600 damage with a bit of strength. Sure, okay, it's going to do some work, right? Wrong. What it doesn't tell you here is that it also gains damage from the enemy's hit points. The very hit points of who you are using as a projectile is actually added into the damage in some weird equation. That's the ability Helmet off. If you want to, you can do. If you prefer having roly-poly time, you do that. No one says you don't get to. Plucky wants to be 2035. I'll just get straight on that. Pop. There we go then. So because that damage scales from the enemy hit points, you get a much higher value at higher levels than just the ability damage. It also means you cannot increase it very well with strength. It doesn't matter what strength you throw in, you're scaling off their hit points. You're just adding a few hundred to that. You didn't know? Yeah, of course you didn't know. The game doesn't try to tell you this. It might be hidden in the tips. Let's see. We're looking for Regurgitate. Feast damage over time on vomited enemies and damage on regurgitated enemies scale based on the level of enemies Grendel devours. I don't think it's level, I think it's hit points. Fairly certain it was hit points. I mean, it used to be level, but I think it changed to hit points, didn't it? Yeah, Wiki confirms 10% of the launched enemy's current health. So even the tip is wrong. So that's why you wouldn't know, because the game doesn't tell you. So don't feel bad about it. Don't feel anything about it, actually. Just the game doesn't tell you. God damn it, E. So this regurgitate ability, you'll fully armor strip, which means the whole armor makes toxin not really great. Doesn't matter. You bypass shields. You will hit in an AoE, and you'll deal damage based on the sheer hit points of the target you have consumed to fire a said projectile. And then, with that sheer toxin blast wave, it is a guaranteed status effect, and there, finally, we can apply that 30% bonus, and it is actually feeling like a 30% bonus. Or you could just subsume Raw. You just put Raw on Pulverize, and you'll get the faction bonus double dipping. Which just works even better, because it'll affect the direct damage, and it'll affect the toxin damage DOT twice over. But you can use both. Raw is more effective. But you can use both. So yeah, this is why Grendel is the sole interested benefactor, and everyone else is actually being misled. 30% doesn't actually translate to 30% more damage, because there are so many other reductions along the way that you're really not going to be landing that amount. If you're relying on toxin procs to kill enemies, you're probably doing it wrong, to be quite honest. A few enemies here or there, if they happen to be caught in the blast wave of something where you're not even looking at them and they die to the toxin proc, that's fine. If some enemies are resistant, they don't die straight away, and so it takes a little bit longer to kill them, perfectly fine. But if you're spending more than a couple seconds per target killing them, you're probably doing it wrong. You're probably doing it wrong. Josh Taken, what would you consider is the best armor stripping method in the game? The one that gets the job done. I'm not going to rank each of them because they fill in different roles. So, the one that gets the job done. That's like ranking what's the best weapon, what's the best Warframe. Biases aside. It's the one that gets the job done is the real answer. Some people will say it's an Iru because you can have it on every single Warframe and it's basically free to cast. Some people will say it is, what's it called? Shattering Impact, because you can use it against things which don't take status effects and resist most other forms of armor removal. Some will say it's Terrify because it's a general AoE and makes enemies run away. Some will say it's Pillage because it also restores your shield for shield gating purposes. Some will say that it's Tharos Strike and because it heals you in the process and is very cheap to use. Some will say that it is Shuriken because they're broken in the head or forgot that time has moved on. Some will say that it is from Frost's 4th ability because it also freezes the enemies in place and can be augmented for critical damage. Whichever one gets the job done. Yeah. Even over on armor strips. He armor strips in much the same way as a bicycle can get you down the highway. There are better ways to go about it, and you might end up getting yourself killed in the process if you're not paying attention. Pillage can't remove Acolyte and Boss armor though. I can't remember all the Acolytes. I know that if something gets shields, you need to remove the shields before it'll start working on the armor. Against bosses, a lot of the time, no, yeah. Spectrum. Hey, I was playing a mission and found a series of buttons I had to press in a certain order. It ended with me getting Gas City Dead Exit. What is that? Gas City Dead Exit. Ah, yeah, dead exit scene. This thing. This is what you're looking at, Spectrum. You found a captura scene. You can access it from the appearance section of any Warframe you own, and it allows you to go into the scene without enemies and without a lot of the UI. And if you want to, pause it with G and take yourself a very cinematic shot. How beautiful is that? Look at this fat man in all of his glory. That's what you've unlocked. One of many, many scenes. And including all kinds of bits and pieces you could do with it. Who doesn't love a bit of Lotus Glow? Give that filter a bit of depth to it. There we are. I mean, that's basically a thumbnail right there. That's what you found. A thumbnail maker. Now, that's not really a very good thumbnail. We'll need to do some work on the lighting there. So I might go through light setup, whack up brightness on these, rotate it around for a good angle. That's looking nice. And then post-processing, I'd probably ramp up the brightness. I'd cut out Grendel here, ramp up the brightness a bit on that as well. To be fair, Grendel, yeah, we weren't on it at the time. There you are. And that's how one makes a thumbnail quickly, if you're not trying to do something proper. Done with Netracells, instead of just taking a small break. We're taking a long break because we were talking about a lot of things there. Yeah, we should probably get back to said Netracells, shouldn't we? Let's go take the health Banshee back in. Now that we are fairly certain about what she can do. Is there any benefit to using the extra corrosive stacks Archon Shard on Hydroid? Nope, don't do it. You are wasting your Hydroid. Yo yo, says Zom. I need to set this hot solo first. There we go. Right then, let's bring in Zom once more. We have now got Gidlix, and I saw Concraig there blink before Solansi. I'm just gonna have to be fair about it. Sorry, dude. I know you're on the left-hand side there, but the tabs are already open. Concraig blinked first. Someone needs to keep an eye on the chat. Yeah. Is the game open world? Like, can I meet my friends and go together kill monsters? There are open world sections, but also you can just play with your friends generally. So, like right now, if I set that to normal mode, because you'll be on low level, so you'll be looking at normal mode stuff. And say I was looking at the Saturn mission here, Helene. I would need to set that properly to see. You can see right now, it says on there open squads. 1. So right now, if I were to go into here, there is another squad actively playing there with a space available. If I look over at Sedna, this mission here, open squads 2, yep. I don't know where there's usually a couple ones almost always looking for people. So if you're on public, you could just join up with other people if they happen to be running the same mission. You can invite your friends together, form a squad, head on over to whichever mission. Perfectly fine. Yeah, Sandbag, we don't need to get into the minutiae of how quickly those squads fill right now. The point is there for the person interested in it. And in terms of open worlds, there are 3 of them. So you've got Plains of Eidolon, you've got Orb Valis, and you've got the Cambion Drift, which are just continuous open worlds. You go in, stay there as long as you like, leave again whenever you're ready. With all kinds of tidbits and missions and whatnot to explore. These are kilometre-sized maps, or more than a kilometre on a side. Technically, Duvru is kind of an open world as well, but it's a technically limited run set as well, so not quite the same. And then people are coming out with the ask about Duvru, yeah. I hope that answers your question there, Firas. I hope that answers your question. You can indeed just jump in with your friends as you please, so long as you both end up in the same mission. Naturally, if your friends aren't in the same mission, not going to happen. But is it open world in the sense that you can wander between missions? No, you always come back to your ship.
Samples over here, if you please.
I don't know why, that line just feels odd. Not sure what it is. Maybe it's just my mind in the gutter. Probably that.
Yeah. Hey.
Typher agrees, apparently. Typher agrees. Alright. Let's get cracking on the next Netracell. Don't know what it is, but your voice is like an announcer or something. It's because I am British with a not very heavy accent. I project my voice, and I'm a relatively animated person. That's probably what it is.
You or your squad need to grab
I don't have an indecipherable British accent.
poison, pal.
Lose health every second. Sure.
No version of this that feels
Lose it. Nope. Not having that again if I can avoid it. Activating an ability to inflict damage on you. Rather not. Someone else grabbing these. You know what? I've got my... Why? Why did it give me that one? I didn't click it.
access that terminal.
Ah! Okay, well, fair enough. It's happened now. The bug has struck. Even the host can be affected.
Easy part. Now you have to find Netracells.
Alright, let's just paint all these things, lose some health, regain the health instantly.
Yeah, even he got lost down here.
Actually, I don't even know why I activated Warcry. It's going to run out before I use it. Well, you got that one, actually. We're getting close to it. I'll leave you to it. Where is the other one? It's over this way. Down here. 2 Netracell experience. 2 right. Alright, I'm going to go for the furthest one out of the 3. Just seems to make sense, seeing as I'm the furthest ahead. You can animation cancel a slam attack? Yeah, I do it all the time. I don't remember to. It is great mobility option. I found... Oh great, I found the buck again. The Banshee has once again found the buck. This is not the way this should be going, but sure, let's do it. Wakey wakey, time to ruin my day. Let me silence you. Just realised I lost a lot of health on casting abilities there. Am I attacking it? I am attacking it. It just felt weird. Repainting it. So it's got all those status blocks on it. Ooh, I've taken a couple hits there. Is there anything else out here that I can paint with ability, with damage? There we are, that's healing me a bit more now. Ow. I think I jumped into something I shouldn't have. Did someone pop down a healing pad? Alright, sure, as you do. There we are.
It's still hunting. Find the burrow it winters in. Kill that.
You're never in the air because of leisure slide rolls? I mean, yeah, that's another bit of movement tech for you. It's one built into the frame, but it's still movement tech. Aim that back there to give me some healing. And the Whisper is murdered. Marker on the loot.
I told you not to mess with it. I'm glad you're okay.
There's a pretty specific timing for it to go perfect efficiency. Yeah. Yeah, to get the slam roll, you do have to do it quite the right time. You can do it, I think, part way through the roll? Nope, nope. Apparently not. Fine. Bit that's not going to be as fine is starting this Netracell when half the squad is elsewhere. But that's just how it goes.
That's the
Alright,
Netracells.
at least I had the key to activate it.
I was afraid of this. Netracell security system won't open
Warcry
all the
active.
Clear 'em out and make sure the system can see
Silence
you
active.
doing it.
Mission objective. Online. Okay, that's a necromech. Can Health Tank Banshee fight a necromech? With the team, anything is possible. Yep, with the team, anything is possible. I think we killed it. Yeah. It has definitely perished. I would like enemies which are in the zone, please. Because over there I'm getting too close to the edge of the zone, so the enemies don't have the incentive to walk in. That is glass. I can't get through glass either. Necromite, which is probably in here.
Albrecht's damn necromites are reinforcing the Netracells.
Oh, someone already killed it.
Hands are tied until you knock them out.
Necromites are scary at this level range? Yeah. Yeah, they can cause a bit of damage if you're not careful. Or even if you are careful, to be honest. I personally prefer to make it where they don't exist because of that. I'm just spamming the epitaph there because that is literally my healing right now.
It's working. You gotta keep going.
Necromix dumb as a bag of hammers? Yup. Yep, indeed. Seriously, it is kind of silly to me that this actually works as a legitimate form of tanking. I'm going to switch to not meleeing for a bit. Might be a bad idea, but I'm going to try it. My lack of stacks on the weapon at the moment is going to make that more difficult. Necromite.
Something's going on with necromites. Trying to lock this thing down. Take them out. We ain't got all day.
Cool, Necromite dealt with. We can get back to killing these things in the zone. What's the best Kuva weapon for general use? Ooh, for general use? Why do you only want one? Honestly, I'm not sure. The Brahma? I wouldn't recommend the Brahma, no. Because of the sheer ammo concerns on that. For someone looking for a general use, I wouldn't recommend that. The Kuva Nucore is honestly a very, very good one. So yeah, Nucore is probably the one I'd recommend. Seen a few people saying Toncore as well. I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of experience with the Kuva Toncore. Yeah, moved on to greener pastures before getting into that one. Yeah, I couldn't say. Worm versus Helios, what is better? They do two different things. What's better, ketchup or a car key? I don't know, are you putting it on your chips or you're trying to drive somewhere? They do two different things. Hey, Netracell is open, let's go in.
Albrecht didn't want anyone in here. I want to know why.
Give, 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 give. Thank you.
Nothing about Albrecht?
Nope, nothing about Albrecht. We keep checking him, mate, but there's...
Next time.
we're basically looking in the tattered corners where he left a pile of washing and never cared about it again. Albrecht strikes me as the kind of guy who, rather than washing clothing when it gets dirty, just goes out and buys new stuff. He replaces foam when the battery runs out rather than charge it. Oh, look at that. 2 more melee arcanes. Couldn't get that during an assassination, could we?
Might you have time for a quick run? You're a biped, that's a pun.
Yo! Obi Gypsy, thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. Welcome to the channel proper. Enjoy a lovely blue sub badge. Your emotes, your access to the supporter lounge over on the Discord. That's a premium channel there. And no more ads for you. Thank you very much on that.
No problem.
Alright, last Netracell. Let's get this one cracking. Is that why you use his old ass page to replace it less? Yeah, probably something to do with that. Either that, or D might go down the road of Battlestar Galactica. For those of you who remember that one. Maybe the man in the wall can infect more advanced technology, networked communications, and so he needs things which were not as networked, not as connected. Because then the man in the wall's influence can't spread so well. Yeah, perhaps a double whammy protection against both man in the wall and sentience. Now that would be wild.
Netracells key glyphs to hobble anyone carrying meat for the lab's defenses. But those same
Lose health every second, killing restores it, yup. Losing 2 health when moving, jumping pauses, yup.
the anchor hole.
Slain enemies explode, yeah, you got that. High current electricity, I don't want that.
Good luck to you. You got your glyphs.
There we are, I've got 3 glyphs on me. I'm definitely pulling my part on this one.
Exit into the labs.
Man in the wall was like the infested. The man in the wall is certainly like something. I don't know what, but it's certainly something. Alright, let's head to these again. GPT saying, hey, recently been into Warframe again, remembered your video on Electroframe. Is it still legit? Would I get banned if I use it? DE require that I say that all third-party applications are use at your own risk. They do not endorse any. That said, I personally do endorse it. I see no reason that Electroframe would put any risk on your account whatsoever. It is not breaking TOS as I read it. It has never done so, and it has no reason to do so. It does not give you an unfair advantage over other players. It does not play the game for you. It is an information tool. And not like, ooh, hacking and seeing things with wall hacks and whatnot. ESPs, no, not that kind of information. It's more, hey, this relic, did it give me something valuable or is the other guy's better? Seriously. I have heard of 0, and I do mean 0 cases of where someone's actually been banned for using Electroframe. Straight up. Now that's not to say there are absolutely 0. There may have been a case somewhere, somehow. It's definitely not reached me. Of those cases where someone has claimed to have been banned for Electroframe, when that has reached me, I've looked into it. Of those that it's claimed it, only one of them actually followed up with any information. The rest were evidently so invested in their account that they couldn't help but not actually reply to me after sending that accusation in.
That's the Netracell. Open it.
And the one person who did, the one person who sent me follow-up information, I could actually pass it along to DE. DE got back to me, they couldn't give me much information for security reasons, but they could tell me the person was definitely not banned for Electroframe. And I think that speaks volumes, quite frankly. When they could tell me that with certainty, like, right. Okay. I understand. Yeah. I would say Electroframe is safe to use. At last check, and for the foreseeable. But it is a third-party application, you use it at your own risk. D does not endorse it. Disclaimer made. What app are we talking about? We're talking about TikTok. Yeah, it's not made by DE, and they don't endorse it. I don't endorse it either. Yeah, don't use TikTok.
Collect your necromech from the dispenser at your convenience. Give them
Banshee.
hair.
Banshee. I don't want a necromech. I want Banshee. Said no one ever, apparently, until today. Seriously. Oh, we are fighting outside the zone there. Please stay inside the zone at all times, Tenno. You look at Warframe builds on TikTok. I guess we have found the MR17 that dies every mission. The fact that you both tune into this channel and watch builds on TikTok is a concerning juxtaposition, not gonna lie. Not sure how you've ended up where you are in life, but at least you've ended up here. It was a joke? Oh. Sorry. Anyway. That was a joke. So. Would I like to see a native version of something like Warframe in-game? The more that DE could put in-game that Warframe does would be a positive in general, I suppose, giving us the informational tools. That said, there is also the balancing act of what information to present to whom. Because a lot of people don't want that extra information, a lot of people will be overwhelmed by the extra information. But then others would like to know that the option is even there in the first place. It's a balancing act. It's a serious balancing act, so I don't have a full answer to give you on that one. Other than the very neutral, balanced one of... maybe? Torrent Incarnate not charging, most shots don't fill up the bar. Is it bugged? Are you landing direct hits? And if so, you're probably bugged. Bugs happen. Oh hey, look! A Necromech. Can I armor strip it with Banshee? Apparently not. Ah well, we'll just kill it. Perhaps an accessibility option is off by default. I like Frame, I wouldn't call it accessibility, it's utility. Accessibility is about assisting those who are otherwise impaired. Whether that be medically or just situationally. Warframe doesn't provide accessibility, it provides utility. A minor distinction, I know, but still a distinction. The only bug in Warframe is Rhino Deathwatch? Ha. Ha ha ha. Zom, it's one of your people. You can keep that one. Yummy Lanthorns? Honestly, I've never, ever struggled for Lanthorns. Not one point in my entire Warframe career have I ever struggled for Lanthorns. I don't know what that says about me or about everyone else, but that's a fact. Oh, they got the Necromite. That's fine. Lanthorn, let's see, how many do I have at the moment? I've got 107. Yeah, I got 107 of them. Says you do this for a living? I mean, I don't constantly play Warframe every single hour of the day. Even as a work day, no. Most of my time is actually spent on researching items, writing up scripts, recording the scenes, editing the video, putting it all together, answering stupid emails, managing the Twitch side of things behind the scenes, managing the Discord, managing the Patreon. Like, the amount of time I actually spend playing games in this play games for a living job, you'd be surprised, unless you think about it, you'd be surprised just how little it actually is. And when I say answering stupid emails, I really do mean answering stupid emails. I had a really dumb one today. Had some good ones, but really dumb one today. Let's get out of this Netracell, and I will indulge you in just how stupid this was. And secretly plays 6 hours of Conclave every day. Is there enough people playing Conclave for there to be 6 hours of Conclave a day? I genuinely don't think that's possible. Maybe queuing for 5 hours, 50 minutes, and 10 minutes of Conclave a day, maybe. Also, I'm just going to grab these, might as well. Don't went to the trouble of marking them, might as well grab them. Oh, that one's right there. This is on the way out. Why did no one grab this? You lazy ass. Ah, yeah. Alright, here we are. You want a true spider frame? Corner's not fit. I mean, if you're thinking spider frame like Spider-Man, Valkyrie exists.
A well-oiled machine is truly a thing of beauty.
Alright, what do we get here? We got melee exposure. Alright. So, no Archon shards today? No legendary arcanes, no Archon shards. Feels bad, man. Yikes. Goodlicks, Gungreg, Zomtronic, thank you very much for joining in. All arcanes for you? Yeah. I got a little bit screwed over there as well. Yo, Mr. Moose. Welcome on in to the channel here, and thank you for raiding in with your party R37. How is everyone doing? For those of you who just arrived on the Engineer, solve for practical problems here in Warframe. If you haven't already met me, that is. If you have met me, I'm still a solver of practical problems, but now you don't need to be told that. All the same, welcome on in, everyone. Hope you are doing well today, wherever you're from. I presume, Mr. Moose, you've been up to some Warframe yourself as well? I mean, I'd be surprised if you come here from a different game. Well, welcome in anyway, even if you have. Classic Netracells week? Yeah. I've had one legendary arcane from that thing so far. I know it looks like I've had 3, but 2 of those from DE, so that I actually had them to try them out as a content creator as part of Day 1 access. Exclamation mark D1A for more info on that. But otherwise, yeah, it's just... I got 1. Oh, you got a Starter Ribbon today. Nice, Mr. Moose. Very nice. That is a good pickup. That is definitely a good pickup. Yeah, Netracells have not been kind to me. They're just... middle finger all the way through. This is what... I've lost count how many weeks it is now. Week 7, I think, of Netracells, maybe? Maybe? 1 legendary arcane in that. 35 runs. 1. Yeah. Netracells is the only reason you got legendary arcanes. I mean, the only way you'll get them otherwise is by trading, so sure. But yeah. Yeah. Your Starter Ribbon, crit damage, crit chance, minus damage to corpus. Oh, that is a beautiful roll there. That is a beautiful roll. Nice. Very well done. They're looking to adjust chances here soon. Official from DevShorts. They said they're looking to make changes, yeah. It's more that it got into the game as is. It's still just wild. When you think about it, it's still just wild. Yeah. Like, they knew where this was going to go. They knew how it was going to run. They knew the rates they were creating. It is simple, bloody mathematics. Okay, and it's not that simple. It's simple for someone whose job it is. Simple for someone who is a professional in the field to run the mathematics behind how many is going to go out to who. And as much as they can say, oh, but you'll get it over the course of other updates. Okay, so right now we're just not going to get it. It's there dangled like a little carrot in front of us. A platinum farm for those who dare to do the trading for 3,000 platinum on an arcane. Sure, that's great. On the dev shorts, they specifically quoted that someone has done the math and worked out it'd take over 2 years to get a full set. See, no, it doesn't take over 2 years to get a full set. It could take some people over 2 years. The unlucky people, like I am apparently being with it at the moment. Which just adds to the hilarity of it. But yeah, I did put a very distinct thumbnail on that point, didn't I? I really like how that thumbnail came out, by the way. I really do. It was a beautiful thumbnail. Bad protection, if I got it there. Yeah, DE bounces. between bad luck protection and fuck you, it's RNG. TikTok, 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 all over the place with it. Kind of wild. The more you think about it, like they know how to do it, they know how to put it in, and then they don't. With the most powerful of those being a bad luck prevention system that exists, believe it or not, a bad luck prevention system that exists in almost every single MMO ever. Almost every single MMO has this version of bad luck protection. You know what that is? Trading! You have a economy where you take the loot you did get, you trade it to someone else for the loot you actually want. Boom! And we have that in Warframe as well. But then along come Netracells, and most of it is either not worth much or not tradable. Did you get an Archon shard, but you wanted something else? Tough, you can't trade it. Did you get a melee adapter, but you wanted something else? Tough, you can't trade it. Did you want to get an Archon shard or melee adapter? Tough, you can't trade for it. And it's fine to have things which are non-tradable, but then you need a way to still get the items to run around really bad luck, and they miss that. Doesn't really work when everyone wants or needs the rare thing. Exactly, yeah. The only tradable thing on there that is of particular interest to people, everyone's gunning for the same items, the same two legendary arcanes, so there is no flow. For relics it works out because all relic items have value. Even if only as ducat value, they still have value. So worst case scenario, you can trade up to the item you want. It might be shitty 6 plat for 6 15 ducat items a time trades. You might be looking at that, and to be honest, you're not going to be looking at that. RNG is not that fickle. You will get uncommon parts you can trade for higher amounts. You can trade up to the item. But the Netracells just ignores that. And that's why it's such a pain point. What's the drops? What do you mean what drops? Oh, for God's sake, Twitch again? Sorry, Big Bang. Twitch does this thing where it goes, were there drops somewhere on the Warframe category at any point in the last 2 weeks? I'm gonna put drops enabled on your channel now. I keep removing it. Genuinely. I'm sorry it's back there again and bamboozled you. There's a raffle, but there's no drops. God's sakes. It's become a recurring gag on this channel how many times I've had to remove that. Anyway, I promise you all a silly email. A really silly email. Now I'm going to remove identifying details as to the company in question on the off chance that the email isn't even genuinely from that company. I doubt that, but just on the off chance. Interestingly, as I open it, Google is now flagging it as potentially spam. I mean, that could mean any kind of thing, to be honest. Google has flagged legitimate emails as potentially spam, but sure. But let me read out. Hey, Ken. I'd rather they open up with, the Kengineer for initial contact, but we can accept Ken. I do put Ken out there in a semi-professional context, so I'll accept that. That's an acceptable start. Let me switch my screens around so I can view you lot at the same time here as reading this without revealing details I'm not supposed to reveal. This should be okay. It was okay. Cool. So, hey Ken. I discovered your YouTube channel in the recommended section, and I was wondering if you were looking for opportunities to monetize your channel. Bit bland, but sure, okay. Let's go with that. I'm the growth manager at company name, and we specialize in partnering with YouTube creators to help them consistently produce more high quality videos while finding revenue streams via products, communities, and affiliates to monetize their channel beyond AdSense. So for example, inviting the community to subscribe to the channel for Additional perks such as having emotes, having ad-free viewing, having access to the supporter team lounge, the premium channel over on my Discord, and of course supporting this creator that you love to watch so much. You can hit that subscribe button for free if you have Twitch Prime available to you as well. Anyway, back to the email, because they could help me on this apparently. But this is where it gets great. Your channel is currently sitting at around 87.5 thousand subscribers. Is it? Hold up, that's news to me. Where the hell did all those subscribers go? If I just open up the public page of my channel, this is going to play something at me, so I'm going to have to mute that as soon as it starts. Oh, I caught it in time. It says 94.1k, and this morning was actually 94.0k. Okay. So the ability to read a number now is apparently a difficulty. Umbra saying 91.8k subs. Where the hell are you reading that, Umbra? What are you doing to get that? Did you ask Bing? Guessing it sat in draft for a while? Oh, it gets better, on. But let me tell you how much of a while it must have sat in draft if that was even the case. Because I could go back through the history of my subscriber count. Let's see. When was I on 87.5 thousand subscribers? That was... Oh, I'm going back a bit here. There we go. November 6th. The 6th of November. Now, did they really write this back then and only now just get around to sending it? Probably yeah, probably nah, because let me continue that sentence. Your channel is currently sitting around 87.5 thousand subscribers, and based on a quick back of the envelope calculation, I'm estimating that your channel gets around 104,000 views monthly. Ooh, okay, 104,000 views monthly. They've done a back of the envelope calculation. You know what I would do? If I wanted to get some viewership figures for a channel I was getting in touch with, you know what I would do? I would look at the public fucking information that is found available easily by just Googling it. Very, very easily. And in fact, chat, I'm going to let you in on how you could do exactly this same thing. Let me just switch up the screens once again, so now you can see the tab when I open it. Apparently my stream software wanted to cry about that. It does that. So if I go to a lovely little website here, flashbang warning, called Social Blade, what we see here is a load of stats about the channel. What do you know? You can just look this stuff up. Where it says subscribers 94,000. It's nice and lovely, up to date. Total video views, apparently 18 million of them. Last 30 days, 760,000. You could just look this shit up. It's not hidden. It's right there. Social Blade has absolutely no idea how estimated monthly earnings work, so we'll just leave them to figure out what the hell they're doing there. Yeah, this is complete bogus. You can ignore that. I think that accounts for anywhere between shorts all the way up to financial investor videos. So that info is... Right, Dunnerwald? What have I Dunnerwald you? They basically wrote this for someone else and copy-pasted? Maybe. If they did, that's terrible. 124 to 2k, but arrange their pals? Yeah. So don't look at that bit. But this is fact. This is views. You can see it has the daily views. It has the subscriber count rounded to hundreds because that's the information it can get from YouTube. My back of the envelope estimate is that you get about 100,000 a month. You didn't know about this website? That's fine, Moon, because you are not a... Sorry, what was their title again? You are not a growth manager. Are they managing a growth in their head? ChatGPT wrote the email. See, I thought that might be the answer as well, except I put into Bing's chatbot rather than ChatGPT directly. I went into Bing's chatbot and I asked Bing, okay, what is the subscriber count and monthly video views of the Kengineer? Now, it still didn't get it right. It didn't know the video views. It actively said that, but it pulled the subscriber count from the last time it cached this page and linked to it. So it's still a little bit behind, not as bad as that email, but it knew where to go. It knew where to go. So yes, my esteemed viewers, this is a very ridiculous attempt at an email reach out. But following on from these shitty statistics, which are completely incorrect, they say, I think we can, at the very least, double that within the first 3 months of working together, while driving that increased traffic to services that could 3 times your income. Would you be open to learning more about how we can help you do that? Warm regards, comma, and that's the end of the email. They forgot to put their name at the bottom of the email. It's in their email address, but they forgot to actually put it there. I get some shitty emails, but this one is impressively bad. The 2 facts they quoted, the 2 facts were both demonstrably wrong by quite a margin. And they forget to even put their name to it. I mean, I'd be embarrassed to put my name to such an email as well, quite frankly. I'm surprised there's not typos in here. Oh yes, please, Barrington. Please do trim my armour. Would you like me to drop it at Fallon, or shall we go up to Edgeville and cross that wall there? So to just quote one line I put in my response email, I dared to give a response on this because, quite frankly, I was a little bit insulted they wasted my time. Although they've given me content for the stream, so, you know, there's a trade. Who says 3 times? Well, what they put was that could 3x your income. So, 3 times, yeah. My response included, I must note that your estimations, notably of publicly available figures, are exceptionally incorrect. This does not give me any confidence in the capability of business to deliver on what you suggest. Regards, the Kengineer. I mean, if you're going to be shit at it, I'm going to be a bit snarky back. And now there's the fact that since I responded, Google is marking it as a potentially dangerous spam email. That's just... So it just stopped at regards? No, but you see, I have professional capability. Basically, no, fuck off kindly. Yeah, pretty much. Here's no. Not only no, but here's exactly how you screwed up. Please pass this along to your manager. I hope you have one. Oh dear. Yeah. Pat Fiend does a series called How Not to Do Business. This would be something they put on blast. I have had a few. I get a few ridiculous ones. I still find it weird the one time that a supposed women's clothing brand reached out and was like, hey, we'd like to do an integration. Have you seen my channel? Do you... This was before the Mage stream, Solomon. This was a while ago, well before the Mage streams happened. But I simply replied with something to the effect of, hi there, just out of curiosity, how do you see this collaboration working? How do you envisage this happening? They never got back to me. They never got back to me. Yeah. I get some ridiculous emails. I really do. new outfits in the streams. I mean, there's plenty of options they could have come out with, and if they were a legitimate offer, they would have come back with such suggestions. If it was just a spam advertiser or literal scam, they would fail to respond. Is an endgame fashion? Do I look like a fashion frame? Do I look like one? Somebody asking, what's your 100k sub celebration going to be? Let me guess, Wisp cosplay? Huh. Honestly, no idea. Genuinely no idea. 100k is just kind of slowly rolling around, and I have no plan on what to do with that. I'll be quite honest with you there. There are better things to advertise to people who are watching Warframe Guide than clothes. Yeah, just a little bit. 100k maid party? Why do you guys get the celebration of my success? Hold up. Pizza party? You know what, yeah. I'll buy... That would be the 100k celebration. I buy pizza for the mods. Job done. Oh god, Umbrella. No, I'm not even reading that. No, nope, 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 no. Mods? Yeah, mods. Yeah, we have mods on this channel. I know, it's a shock. We actually have moderators. They may just occasionally seem quite as chaotic as you. That's because they are. They are perfect examples of this community. I think that is a fair fact. They are perfect examples of this community. And you know that Slancy, as much as he is, say, bonk and will send to horny jail, he's really chuckling at that. He's laughing. Opens Google how to become a engineer mod. You know what? I'm gonna ask Bing that. I want to find out. Hey Bing, Bing AI, ask Bing chat. Hello Bing AI. Stop responding with your automated whatever message you put in there. How do I become a moderator for the Kengineer? Question mark. Sorry, looks like something went wrong. Let's start over. Okay, let me try that again. How do I become a moderator for the Kengineer? It's responding. To become a moderator for the Kengineer, you can visit their website and check if they have any open positions. I do not. If there are no open positions, you can try reaching out to them through their social media handles such as Twitter or Discord. You can also consider becoming a moderator on Reddit by following the instructions provided on the Reddit help page. If you are interested in learning how to become a successful moderator, you can check out this article, which links to 9 tips for being the best moderator on someone's blog. Fair enough. It provides some tips on how to handle both the audience members and the panelists. I hope this helps. I mean, granted, it actually does link directly to my website, and then also links... It tries linking to my Twitter, but it actually links to YouTube. And then linking to Discord, it links to my Patreon. Hang on. That's not how websites work. That's... Hang on. Are we able... This is going to be another... This is going to be another flashbang moment, chat, but you're going to have to see this to believe it. Yeah, flashbang moment. So, to become a moderator for the Kengineer, go to thekengineer.com and see if they have open positions. I do not, but yes. And then check if they have any positions. If there are none, Twitter, and it links YouTube. Discord, it links Patreon. By the way, you should really go to my Patreon, you know. Check it out. But, yeah, no. Lavos really needs an updated build. Does he? 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 I updated this from Prime to Archon. You don't have to. It still works. What update do you need? The frame hasn't been changed. The mod options out there are not better. If you're talking about the Archon shards, they're not part of the modding. You can do them independently. Archon stretch. Please tell me you're not the person who asked for the updated build. You're not. Okay, cool. You're someone else. I was going to say, if the person asking for an updated build said Archon stretch, I might have actually just banned you for trolling. Oh, don't worry, Snake Raider. Solansi's fully aware that he's said, come kill me to get the job. Because one of two things would happen. Either Solansi gets to kill someone legally in self-defense, or Solansi gets to die and not have to deal with the bullshit of living in the real world anymore. Either which way, I think he might consider that a positive. So, he's not scared of you. Certainly because you're a Urani fan. Like, he's definitely not scared of you. My latest video on YouTube doesn't include Archon shards or Archon mods. Yeah, they don't matter, Reaperbot. They really, really don't matter. You actually think they matter, and I'm going to help you out on this. They really don't matter. You see this here? Parkour velocity. I just wanted to move faster. Casting speed. It's nice. It feels nice to cast faster, but doesn't really matter. These two increase the max amount of corrosive procs I can apply. That's to do with the Emerald shards, and they very recently came out. But again, it doesn't matter. And this one's just a bit more armor because I like having over 2,000 armor. But they don't matter. Here, the Archon mod, Archon continuity. When I apply Toxin, I also apply Corrosive. But you know what? And you might be cottoning onto this one now. It doesn't matter. Because if you're hitting something with Toxin, you probably don't need Corrosive on it. If you don't need Toxin on it, then why are you hitting it with the Toxin in the first place? And it's going to be a single Corrosive proc, even though some things can apply multiple Corrosives at once. This is just one for Toxin. Archon Intensify. Well, I'm using Umbral Intensify, which is going to give me more strength. So, that's actually worse. Archon Vitality is a worse version of the Umbral Vitality for sheer tanking purposes, but it can give you an extra heat proc if you really want to do that. Archon Stretch gives energy, so no. And the final Archon mod, I don't even have leveled up because it is a complete waste of resources. Abilities, enemies killed by cold abilities have 10% chance to drop an energy orb. That's just so bad it hurts. It's terrible. So yeah. What's the damage reduction on this? That's 87.6% damage reduction due to armor alone. Which is pretty damn strong. So I say nice on Frost. I mean, Frost doesn't commonly kill with his cold damage. More armor strips and lets you kill him with something else. But I suppose, yeah, you can use it there. He's the best candidate for it. But that's really showing just how poor it is. It really does kind of sell just how poor it is. Archon Flow on Gauss. You're normally killing with heat or blast there, not cold, right? Yeah. It's just not great. It's not great. So that's why I don't have it leveled. I just don't have a need for it. I have Prime Flow if I need that much energy. I'm not throwing Endo into a glorified gold mod of pointlessness. So yeah, it turns out that the Archon mods aren't really that hot. Like, sure, if you're not going the Umbral or don't want to go the Umbral, then you can instead go for the Archon Vitality, Archon Intensify, and normal Fiber for a weaker tank. But also then you get the benefit of... Well, you get weaker tank, weaker strength, but you get the benefit of an extra heat proc. And that's about it. That's pretty much what you get. The Umbral mods are more powerful. Yeah, Moon. Yeah, I know about the stacking of the heat, then you stun with cold, so it turns all the heat damage inward instantly. But I didn't think that counted as killing with cold. Because your attack would do blast damage and convert the heat procs into instant heat. It shouldn't be cold. You feel Archon Continuity is even more niche than Archon Flow? In a sense, yeah. You can get value out of it, which works for condition overload purposes. Considering this has a condition overload effect that's multiplicative and 100%, that's kind of pog. But outside of that, yeah, it's very, very niche as well. I just have it there because, fuck it, it is technically a direct upgrade to that one. So might as well. Citrine, yeah, Citrine applies toxin, you get a corrosive out of it. It's not a lot, but you do. Yeah, I'll give you that. Any Exalted that can use it? Sure, using Exalted with toxin to get corrosive is an interesting play, but I guess you can do that. Now, yeah, with the new shards, where you can then go toxin output on your Exalted weaponry, get the corrosive procs effectively alongside it, use it with ease, full armor strip. Yes, you can ultra combo some things, and that's where some of these emerald shards can come in handy, because they do something you couldn't do before. Yeah, but a lot of the time they don't. A lot of the time those mods are ultra super basic. But the point is, going back to the original claim of I need to update the Lavos build, no, I really, really don't. I really, really don't need to update the Lavos build, because the Lavos build actually still just works. I covered that in a recent video about how Lavos just works. Yeah. Grimpermans, like Silencia mentioned, the niche is Frost, because Frost does frostings. But yeah. Right, what have we not yet covered today that I was going to cover with you guys? Because we've done the Netracells, done the health tanking Banshee, which is still ridiculous. Right, yes. Two other things, three things. One of them I've already announced multiple times, but let's announce it again anyway today. So on Friday we have got the dev stream, so I will be co-streaming the dev stream. I'll be streaming it here on this channel, and you can tune in to catch the details of that as it happens. After the dev stream, honestly, I'm tempted to just go into Power World after the dev stream. We got any complaints from anyone who's not called Zomtronic about that? Sorry, Zom, I've heard your opinion, so I just want to hear others. Just putting it out there. Any complaints from anyone else on that? Or any feelings in agreement on it? Really? No, Boone, I just said it to confuse you. Yes, really! What is Power World? Think Ark, the game Ark, but nowhere near as tedious, brighter, and also has creatures that look like Walmart Pokemon going around. Yeah, I think that about sums it up. Like Ark Valheim Pokemon hybrid. Umbrella, I'm asking for your opinion, not if it's my stream or not. I know that fact. I was asking for your opinions. How much have I played so far? A hot minute. As I'm saying, please show off monsters, because I'm struggling so hard to find good designs. Sure. I mean, I can show you what I've got on my solo world, and we can take it from there. Just a heads up, Silencia, it would be the solo run for performance reasons. Because Silencia and I have been running a duo world as well. Not a cold minute? No. 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 The cold minute? I can't even be able to run with that one. What do I think about doing multiple player PAL? Yeah, so there's performance issues on that, because it runs on my PC effectively when I'm hosting the world. That becomes a bit much for my computer to handle, just having a couple people in it. It gets laggy. And then when you add on also streaming it, I imagine my computer would cry in agony. So I'd solo it. Yeah. It'll be fine. Right, so yeah, that's what we got on Friday. That's point number one. Point number two, we haven't talked about the rest of the Emerald Archon Shard as yet, which I'd like to bounce off you lot. Because the rest of it, well, there's only 2 bits left to it, and we actually really understand it. Because the Emerald Archon Shard does what it says on the tin, pretty much. The Toxin Status effects, as I've demonstrated already mathematically, is just kind of shit if you're not Grendel. The recover health each time enemies are damaged by a Toxin Status effect does allow for a health tank Banshee in yet another different way. Yo! Mr. Roadblock raiding on in with a party of 66. Welcome there. Can we get a shout out for Mr. Roadblock, please? Another wonderful creator in the Warframe space. How are you doing, my dude? Hope you're doing well today. Storage. I feel like that is the code for a emote on a plugin I don't have plugged in, sorry. Or you're just speaking Danish at me. One of the two. You got beat to it? Ah. Still got you on that one. That's all good. Welcome in, raiders. For those of you who don't know, I'm the engineer, solver practical problems here in Warframe and other bits where it takes my fancy. And apparently also a massive Rantosaurus Rex at times, but that happens. It's fine. Rhodas tapeworms? I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully they are the type that you get from Futurama. Maybe then they can be helpful, but otherwise, good luck. Wish you had a Danish, they're delicious. Don't get the one with tapeworms in. Just a quick heads up on that. You put Topaz or Green Arcane Shard? Sure, I'm not sure on the context on that, Dragar, but you do that. Go for it. We'll look at the emeralds. So, to give a quick bit of an update for everyone who's just joined us here recently, we've looked at the toxin status effects dealing plus 30% more damage, and if you're not Grendel, that basically sucks. Sure, yes, it'll give you some more damage. Micro amounts, quite frankly, and you could just be doing better. It's a waste of resources. Hello, Hiking. But you are Grendel? Well, if you're Grendel, then you can use it. Be happy, Sarcastic Penguin. Moving on from that. Recover 2 health each time enemies are affected by toxin status effect allowed me to solo a Netracell as Banshee. Health tanking. With that as my only means of recovering health, aside from the Netracell mechanics. And likewise run a Steel Path survival mission, basically for as long as I want. Obviously you can't go into super high levels, it's a health tank, but a Banshee with 4,000 plus armor can use that as a sole means of healing. It's kind of ridiculous. And yes, you did hear that correctly, that is a Banshee with over 4,000 armor. This game is getting more ridiculous by the day. So that then leaves us the other two to look at, or to just briefly consider ourselves around. You'd have to be new to Warframe at this point to not understand that bottom one. Increase max stacks of corrosion status by +2. Basically, and the reason why I normally have a couple of them on Lavos, this was on here for testing, I need to get rid of that. Basically, with 2 green shards on, that allows you to reach 14 corrosive procs, that full strips an enemy. Brilliant! These secondary shards are made to compensate for less popular statuses. I don't know what the full plan was on Relamia. I do know that this one is the most thematic of all of them. These two are a bit weirder. But that third one, gain plus 10% ability damage on enemies affected by corrosion status. Okay, Haptic, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Who do you think, if you had to name someone, chat, who do you think benefits most from that third option? Gain plus ability damage on enemies affected by corrosion status. Which Warframe really benefits from that one? Saren? I'm seeing Saren. Hydroid. Hey, we got a little bit of difference there. Saren, Hydroid. Yep. So, now we've all got the obvious answers. And yep, those two are very good. Absolutely. Saren puts out corrosive procs. Hydroid puts out corrosive procs. Huzzah! More damage. But here's the thing, you don't need to have the corrosive on the ability. You can have just the enemy with a corrosive proc on them, and it'll work. You don't need to be drawing it from anywhere in particular. You don't need to be using other Archon shards or Archon continuity or any other bits like that. And so this is the direction I want to take it. Much like I've taken the +2 health to make health tanking Banshee, because that is weird. I want to take the direction of the gain ability damage down another weird route. There is an ability that deals less damage. It's a nuke, but it deals less damage against armored enemies, so if you corrode them first, that is helpful. That ability damage is not based on strength. Strength will not help you with that ability damage. And is a Warframe which a lot of people consider to be both difficult to obtain and, frankly, just without any synergy. Solomir wins the prize. The prize is nothing whatsoever, but Solomir wins the prize. Maim. Equinox's Maim ability. Maim charges up the amount of damage in its nuke from killing enemies and just gets the hit points from them. It then delivers that as pure slash damage. Not even slash procs, just pure slash damage. Yep, the Equinox we talked about earlier. And here's the thing, is that if you corrosive proc enemies, and I've tested this already, if you corrosive proc enemies, that 10% ability damage shard activates on that. Oh, hello Dinos, I didn't see you sneak in there. Welcome on in as well. So, yeah, you could basically use this on anything. Anything that's dealing damage with an ability, you can get that plus 10%, and it is just plus 10%, much like the Toxin, it's just a standard multiplicative bonus. I don't know why they use plus, it's just 10%. Multiplies in. But of all the Warframes anyone will be thinking about, I don't think anyone will be thinking about Equinox, which makes it an interesting one to talk about. Maim has a new way to enhance its damage further. But I can't say it's worth it. The big draw on that is that you can't use other typical damage enhancers like Raw, because Maim typically wants a low strength build, but Raw is high strength. So the two are fighting with each other. So yeah, there is a potential use case there, but the problem is, and this is a problem that extends to basically everything considering using these shards, it's 10%. When was the last time you got excited about a 10% damage bonus in Warframe? Be real with me now. No jokes, no silliness about it. When was the last time you got excited about a 10% damage bonus? When we consider that we have mods like Serration, which is 165%. We have Arcanes for 360%. Hell, even faction modifiers are 30 and 55% on their mods. 10% doesn't get me excited for just ability damage. And it's an ability damage that also requires the enemy already have a corrosive proc on them. Is it a flat 10% or a D10%? It's 10% multiplicative bonus. So it takes you damage, if you've got one shard, it takes your damage and multiplies it by 1.1 if the condition is met. Done. Just that. It's not like a crit bonus or something crispy, which would be powerful, and I don't know what else you could be thinking of, because then it would just still just be 10%. Can I again say, only time I care about plus 10% is when building with minus 60% on strength. Yeah, but that's on strength as you mentioned, yeah. Hello Raptor. Well, if you dropped in, you might as well grab yourself a ticket whilst you're at it. There's a quick reminder to everyone, you can grab yourself a ticket for the Platinum Raffle. We'll be doing the draw on that very shortly. So yeah, I look at that and it's like, okay, you can get the extra damage on basically exalted weapons because they're abilities. And that's really the long and short of it. Aside from that, who wants to be slotting even a bunch, let alone a single, but even a bunch of those corrosive status ability damage benefits? Because just like talking about the toxin status benefit, every time you slot a shard for one of those, you could be slotting any one of these other bonuses. There are 27 bonuses to pick from. Is 10% ability damage more than what you can get elsewhere? In some cases, yeah, but is it really worth it? When you can have casting speed, or particle velocity, or armor, or energy max, or making corrosive more effective, or having the increased ability duration or strength, or increased criticals. It's not exciting. It feels to me like one of those things you go, well, this is my main Warframe, and I guess I've just got these shards lying around. Bang it in there. It's a sure, I've got nothing else to do with it option. That's what it feels like to me. Now, maybe I'm wrong on that. If there's anyone who thinks I am wrong on that, please do let me know. But yeah. That's still where I'm feeling on that. Grumpy Man saying they put 3 on the Hydroid. Yeah. Hydroid puts out corrosive status like it's going out of fashion. At one point it was. And so he just gets 30% more damage. Woo! But at the cost of 3 Azure Shards and 3 Amber Shards, which I could put on other frames. And I'm not even counting the 150 Stellar spent on that. 30% more ability damage. Doesn't excite me. Diatakot saying, when strength is over 100%, the damage percent shard will do more than ability strength shard. It will, and then you need to balance them out. If you're going like 110 strength, 110 damage, 120 strength, and so on. Bear in mind, it'll benefit your damage, but it means anything else strength-based, such as defensive abilities, will not be benefited. And again, say I'd rather just cast again. Yeah. If the 30% damage is enough to kill the enemy, without the 30%, it was probably enough to kill him as well. And that's from 3 shards, or 2 Tau Forged. It's just hard to get excited about. The Toxin status effects deals more damage, Grendel only. Recover +2 health. If you've got high armor, jankly or otherwise, excellent. You've got a pure source of healing, but it requires you to focus Toxin procs, which is a trade-off. Ability damage on corrosion is just kind of throw it in there if you can use it, I guess, but it's a last option. And in the last case, you want 2 shards and stop at 2 shards. You could put 5 green shards of this one. The corrosive status maximum is increased by 2. At which point you can full armor strip an Acolyte. I'm not sure why you would want to do that. I don't think anyone feels the need to use 5 emerald shards just to armor strip Acolytes and bosses with corrosive procs. Especially as against things like Kuvaliches and the Archons, it won't even work because corrosive doesn't strip their armor. Meme build, yeah, it would just be a meme option. Acolytes aren't even that tanky from armor. If you solo, not really. If you're in a group, you can feel it a bit more, but it's still not that big a deal, yeah. It is just meme builds, and I'm not against meme builds, but at the end of the day, most people who watch the guides I put out aren't looking for a meme. They're looking for something they can use for more than 5 minutes. Unless the meme is a legendary tier, oh my god, this is ridiculous, let's play some golf, or let's have Nautilus solo a Steel Path mission. Aside from that, it's a bit wasteful, yeah. Speed Jag, I should say. Cheers. Now, for anyone who's missed any part of my details or isn't quite keeping up, I will be doing a full guide on these, and I'll be going to the other shards as well. So you can look forward to that in the near future as well. And on that note, I will also think, yeah, well, that was an interesting addition to the ridiculousness of bringing together, yeah. Most of it was not about the Wukong Thick Stick. But yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah. Also, I will be putting together a nice large giveaway. I'm going to give you guys the announcement on this now. This is breaking the news for you. On Sunday, we're not going to have a Platinum raffle. Nope. Can you revert the purple shard to green? No. If you've got a combined shard, they're always combined. You can't split it back into blue, yellow, or blue, red, or whatever. It's together forever. But yeah, on Sunday, there will not be a Platinum raffle. And those of you who are regulars here, you know exactly where this is going. Oh, yes, indeed. This is your early announcement on it. I'll be doing the fuller announcements later on. On Sunday's stream, if you tune in, you can give yourself a chance to get this glorious thing here. Oh, yes, indeed. You can get yourself 3,990 Platinum, Gauss Prime, Exceltra Prime, Carius Prime. You can have the Syndana, the armor pieces, the helmets, the floof, the whole shebang. Yes, even the boosters. All in one. That's only going to go to one person on Sunday. Only top tier? It is the entire top tier pack, absolutely. Only one person will be claiming that, and the only way to claim that will be to be on that stream on Sunday, tuning in, grabbing a ticket just like you do for the normal Platinum raffles here. Wait, there's a floof? There's a floof. Yep, there's a floof. You need it? Well, you'll have to be on Sunday and cross your fingers, hope that you're lucky enough. And then if you're not, you can still buy it, you know. But why buy it when you can get it for free, eh? Why buy it when you can get it for free? At least try to. And yep, just to confirm as what Nancy's saying there, the frame and the weapons, they come with their slots, they come with the reactors or catalyst built into them as well, so you don't need to worry about that. You'd still need to form them yourself, but the actual capacity and the slots in your inventory to have them, that's included in the back as well. So, yeah. D talks about Netracell drops that could take 2 years. Yeah, I wonder where they got the idea from. To say 2 years specifically. Anyway. Where's your Pseudo Prime? In the future. Or in the past. Eternalism. It's in the future. It's not been announced yet. Now, I don't know on the exclusivity of the floof. I would imagine it is exclusive to that pack. But I don't know exactly. Gauss Prime Access exclusive bonus item. Okay, that seems pretty conclusive, actually, yeah. That seems pretty conclusive. It says exclusive. There we are, then. Yep. D always be watching? Yeah. D always watching to the point that I tweeted a curiosity that I saw on Reddit about new players accessing Deimos, unable to put down extractors until they complete Whispers in the Wall. And they responded to that, I think, in less than an hour. Oh, let me just bring that up again. I do feel slightly bad about that one, because it wasn't meant to be a bug report. But, yeah, let me see. So I posted it at 4:14 local time, and it was responded to at 4:51 local time, yeah. Less than an hour, they went, yep, thanks for the report, it's on our radar. Woo, okay. Trump say they did say it could be bought for Regal Eye in the far future when he gets Resurgence. Okay, that'll still be in the Prime Access accessories, yeah. Did I see the poorly aged Warframe tweet? Oh yeah. There's always people that claim things are going to die and then they never do. And then likewise there are people that claim things will live forever and then it's gone next week. People make stupid claims all the time, it's fine. Stream froze on your end when I said Eternalism, you were worried for a second? I mean, that does tend to happen. You know, you say Eternalism and someone somewhere breaks. You'll live forever? I mean, so far so good. You ain't died yet. Who knows, maybe you are. Asked us a minute ago, but it got lost in chat. Getting back to Elemental Ward Cold on Saren. Did you know the cold procs on enemies can also proc Toxic Lash? And do you by any chance know if this damage scales on enemy levels? Is it technically their damage? If it's scaling off the Cold Ward, one, I didn't know that that would proc Toxic Lash, but okay, interesting combination. But if it's scaling off of that, then yes, it will scale on enemy level because reflected damage is enemy damage. So, yes. That should scale with enemy level. How useful that is going to be, I leave in your curious hands. I'll leave that one entirely to you on that one. Whilst I was glancing at this, something popped up on my feed. Changes to Prime. What? Oh, okay. You guys have no change there. It's only a change on my end. Whew! I was concerned, sorry. When you open Twitter, you see changes to Twitch Prime. But it's fine. You guys are okay. No change you need to worry about in the slightest. Okay. Did I say, then, would the 30% Toxin proc damage shard work better on Saren? No. Dieter, no. Okay. If you're in the specific circumstance where your primary damage output is Elemental Ward, and your Toxic Lash is stacking off of that to give you the Toxin procs, and you are specifically relying on the Toxin procs to deal the damage to kill the enemies, not just the cold damage from the Elemental Ward, if all of that comes together, then yes. But this means that you are not buffing up the strength of your Toxic Lash or your Elemental Ward to deal more damage directly that way. The two of those should be multiplying together because both of them are scaling off strength, if I recall correctly. And you've got to be taking the damage for it to reflect onto the enemies, is my understanding with the Elemental Ward. So you need to be at a high enough level where that damage matters, but not a high enough level where you just die. So there's going to be a lot of shield gating to try and make that work as well. Maybe the Toxin Proc Shard is going to be better for you there than other options. But this is so absurdly niche that you might as well just go ahead and do it for yourself, because you clearly want to do it. And at the end of the day, if you're not playing the game to have fun, what are you doing? So I'll just leave you to that one, really. But that is absurdly niche. Beyond niche. Kenjide, thoughts on Purple Shard Jaya? I have no thoughts on that. I'll look into that at another time. I have so far been focusing more on the Emerald Shards, whilst he continue fixing the mess they made with the other shards. The Topaz Shard especially is just a whole bag of mess. I'm not sure what they were thinking when they made the Topaz Shard, but they could do better. They could do better. But yeah, I've not even begun properly looking into this one, aside from the melee critical damage for Big Thick Stick, because that was a fun moment, wasn't it? As I'm saying, in my opinion, Jai wants strength for strips over raw electric damage. If you're using, what do you call it? What do you call it? Pillage! God, that left me for a moment. Oh, hello, Nightmare. Nothing is even there? What is even where? Alright. We'll find out on that one. We'll find out on that. How are you doing, Nightmare, though? Hope you're having yourself a wonderful Wednesday, wherever you are. The shard placement? I mean, we're just looking at the shards. Oh, so I still need to remove that. Testing one from Labos. Feed the bile, lose the bile. Nope. Ah, sod it. Take my cryotic. Whatever. Oh, I had Morphix. Whoops. Take my Morphix as well. Oh, nothing is even, as in balance. Right. Sorry. Yes. Okay, I understand now. I understand. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. Here, I can sort this out for you. I can sort this out. How about this? If we put the armor one here, and then we put the other corrosive one back in over here. There we are. Is that better? That should be better for you now. I think now we've reached a good balance on those shards. Yeah, that looks beautiful. A work of art. Was that worth it? 100%. Absolutely. Kelno, can you help me with a question? I have a Riven with damage to Grineer. Is it worth to run Prime Bane of Grineer alongside it? Typically, no, I would say on that, but you would need to double check your setup and consider what is your alternative. If you're taking out Prime Bane of Grineer, what are you putting in there instead? And run the numbers. Would it be better for you? Because if you're running, say, a very slash-heavy build specifically against a Grineer, it might be better to keep both the Banes in. Certainly if you've got a very high amount of damage and crits and whatnot coming from other sources, say your Warframe. But if at the same time you could just put something better there, then you swap it out. It's not a simple question, sort of not a simple answer, because there are just so many options you can play with these days. But typically, I would say you'd probably have something better to run if you've got Bane on your Riven, yeah. Typically. Probably. Someone's saying, wish there were 6 shard slots just so you could make a rainbow. Yeah. Yeah, we are missing the opportunity for a 6th one. Like they could easily put the 6th one up over here. Maybe even get sponsored by Nike in the process, you know? They could definitely put that there. Totally, that would be a smart thing to do and wouldn't lead to riots from half the creators and half the player base. But anyway, yeah. Not being able to go full rainbow. We're just not able to be gay enough in this game, clearly. That is the problem. The game just isn't gay enough. That's going to be a clip, isn't it? Anyway. I think it's about time we do a platinum raffle. If you haven't yet entered and would like to enter, exclamation mark ticket in the chat for a chance to win it. We'll be doing the draw on that one in the very next couple of moments. I need to buff blue shards. Nightmare! Nightmare! Come on! I mean, kind of, but at the same time, I use blue shards. We had 4 blue shards on Warframe earlier today on the channel here. Look at this beautiful thing. Once again, got the tick going, you know. 150, 150, 150, 150. A lovely 600 armor added onto Banshee. She loves it. And I stacked that with a few other things, did a little bit of magic here or there, and I think she got to, what was it, like 4,700 armor? It was great. Rainbow Shard when Pride Month comes? Oh, could you imagine we get through the next quest and it's like, yep, here is a new shard option. You combine all 6 colours of shards together to get a chromatic shard. It only goes on to chroma. Soundquake? Oh yeah. No. We were using that one. There's the one. With a war cry. Even more armor. Not the reason it's there, but it happens to do that as well. Based on Reb's love for Baldur's Gate, says Umbrella, I'm sure she'd agree that the game needs to be more gay. I mean, of all the things that could be brought to Warframe, if I could convince them to make Warframe just a little bit more gay, I don't think that would be the end of the world, would it? I don't think that would be the end of the world. By the way, do I still have that Gauss Prime fashion that we did? Oh yeah, I took off the sign downer, didn't I? 735 is how much DR? I would mouse over it, but I closed it, so let's just do the math. 71%. 71% damage reduction on that Banshee before anything else happens. I think that's about the same as unmodded Lavos, isn't it? Oh, no. Lavos is 575. Is it Valkyrie I'm thinking of? Yeah, it's Valkyrie. I've got my Banshee to the same armor as unmodded Valkyrie Prime. There you go. That's a buff enough, eh? No, if we're going to wrap up and do the Platinum Raffle draw with a gay theme, then clearly we just need to be doing this. Where is it? There we go. Revenant Pride. That's how we do a draw. We bring out the special snowflakes radiating off of him. All of the most sparkliness possible. Revenant Pride. Oh, it's horrible. I hate it. I absolutely despise it. It is disgusting just how ugly this is. And that's why I keep it. That's why I keep it. Zarta's Whisper, is that on this Revenant? I think I used that as well with the devouring stuff. Yeah, that's what it's for. Alright, whilst we just leave that on screen, let's do the draw then. It's about time to see who is the winner of today's giveaway. Let's close up the entries on that one. Winner today is indeed Glint the Ghost. And you know what? That is a perfectly fitting name for winning such a giveaway at this moment right now. A very glinty person using the ethereal emotive wisp effectively creating a ghost. Glint the Ghost. Congratulations. You are the most thematic winner we've had in a while. Getting yourself that lovely platinum giveaway. I'll be contacting you shortly after stream. Get a hold of your Warframe username, your platform, and if you're cross-save enabled or not, get that sent on over to you. It is, yep, Glinty one. This was sponsored by VentKids, clearly. Glinty one. Alright then, I think though that is where we're going to have to wrap it up today. I know we can't stay with Revenant Pride forever. It just... Just having a brief moment of showing him off, but we do need to be raiding on over now to other parts of the Warframe community. Let's see, who can we raid to today? Whose good graces can we indulge ourselves in and say hello to? Who do we drop this entire community onto? And when I say drop, you lot are all going to be nice and friendly, of course, right? Yeah. You're all going to be lovely. But let's see, who can we raid on over to today? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I've clicked on the right thing, but where do we go? Why have I got a message in game? Who's messaging me in game right now? I'm about to raid out. Someone's sending a Grendel look. You are on the wrong channel for that, mate. We do not do Grendel fashion here. Like we're saying, surely to what I don't know. But Clover is a very good suggestion. We can definitely go over to Clover. If Clover is still streaming at the moment, I don't know. Yep, they're still streaming. Let's just make sure mine loads up. We get past adverts and whatnot. Gonna load. Did Clover just finish streaming? I loaded the stream and it seems to have stopped. Good night. Peace out. Clover just stopped streaming. And they didn't raid here. Wow. Caught live on camera, not even coming over here. I see how it... It's fine. Okay, we're going to have to go somewhere else then, chat. We're going to have to go somewhere else. We can't even go to Clover. Let's see then. I don't even recognize some of these beeps. You know what? Sod it. We're going to break someone's mind. That's what we're going to do today. Find out whether raided and follow. That's too much effort. We're just going to break someone's mind. I'm going to scroll down to someone with basically no viewers who has no idea that we're all about to arrive. Yeah, I'm not going to raid over to a French-speaking stream. We've done that a couple times, but the experience isn't exactly what I would like from a raid. Let's put it that way. I'm sticky to English-speaking streams. So we're going to go break someone's mind. Let's see, whose mind can we break? Who do I want to pick? I want to pick someone who has no idea that this kind of thing could even happen to them. I want to just utterly detonate someone's brain right now. And not snake raiders. Roseheim's on Power World? Oh, well, we can't do that. We could do that another day, but not today. Let me just check on this person here. They're talking, they're active, and they look pretty new at the game. Oh, this is perfect. They're using a Bratton. They're using mag, basic mag. They are slowly making their way through enemies. Oh, this is great. Yep, this is someone who we can break the mind of. This is perfect. Check they're not on followers only. I've already checked that as well, but thanks for the reminder. Right, Baby Tenno time. Let's go break the mind of a Baby Tenno. They have no idea this kind of thing could even happen to them. Let's do this. Yes, no spoilers. Just be on your absolute best behavior. I want you to give them all the love this community is capable of giving. Don't backseat them. Don't be horrible. You know, rule 1 still applies. All the rules on this channel applies to the raid in addition to their channel rules. You know, I want you guys to be brilliant. Be great selves. Help them solve all the practical problems of being a brand new Tenno. But for now, that's all we got time for. Thank you very much for joining in. It's been an absolute pleasure once again. I'll see you on Friday for the dev stream and some Power World afterwards. But until then, enjoy the rest of your week. Bye-bye.